Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high. Current events on the front page, but I want your voice on the main stage. Politics, policy, and the price of bread. Still we find a way to fill our cups with bread. From barbershop logic to auntie wisdom, from block party joy to the whole damn rhythm. I ask the questions, you keep it plain. We turn champagne, shit game. If the world get heavy, we light it up. If the day feel cold, we warm it up. Say what you mean what you say. We can build, we can break, we can find a way. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room ride. Tell that talk. Real talk, good time, we don't never stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high. Bring it loud, bring it low. Bring your story to the road. Every seed got a voice in it. Every hurt got a choice in it. We can disagree and still stay close. Still break bread, still roast that post. Still love hard, still shine bright. Still keep it real when we talk all night. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room ride. Tell that talk. Real talk, good time, we don't ever stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high.
Yeah, I'm Mike.
Alright, Mike is hot. Boom, boom. What's going on, everybody? Let me get this thing off. Alright, I think that's going.
New mic, new nights, new flame. L.Dot talk, say the name. From the news to the block to the kitchen table. We can laugh, get deep, keep it all stable.
Give me 2 seconds.
I bring the facts, you bring the truth. We talk that life from the grown-up youth. Black voices loud, black joy too. Black pain, black pride, black dreams come true.
What's going on, Smiley? What's up,
If the world get heavy, we light it up. If the day feel cold, warm it up. Say what you mean what you say. We can build, we can break, we can find a way. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out.
All right, boom. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Well, first of all, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Hey, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. This is your host himself, L.Dot Scott. People, today, I'm not gonna lie, I'm in a bit of pain today. My back is hurting, so my energy is low. So I'm gonna be honest, y'all ain't got me that long. And then too, I didn't really get a chance because my back was hurting all weekend to dive into what I want to talk to. And then, so much is always going on. The title of the episode is basically saying the weekend roundup, because always something going on. And I say directly affecting the black community, but it's directly and indirectly. Everything going on in this world right now is just affecting us heavily. And so I just figured I would get on here for a while. Hold on, make sure I got my music playing. I just figured I would get on here for a few with talk that talk, and get caught up. Anyways, so while we're doing this, while you come on in, hit the like button as you come on in. Let me know. I appreciate you for coming on in. I definitely appreciate you. On today's episode, again, we're gonna start out wherever the timeline takes me. I really do not have a main topic today. So what I said today, what I was gonna do is that I was gonna let the universe, or let Mother Nature, whatever we want to call it, the shadoom, the sky, that whatever it is out there that's running things out there, I think today we're gonna let that run today, and we just gonna see where we fall. So anyway, first things up, I always, if you've been listening to me for a while now, I preach basically we don't have no movement, black folks in the same spot we was in 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago. It's just the perception that we're doing better is what trips people up. Like when you see MTV Cribs, or today when you see rappers and ballers taking flights, personal flights, people thinking that, oh man, black folks are thriving. And then you hear we got the 16th largest economy. Yeah, but I saw this post. Oh well, let me say this first. I'm gonna say this first, and then I'm gonna say this post that made me, they tied these two together. Claude Anderson, the great Claude Anderson, is doing an interview. I think this is with, what's my man name from 85 South? What's his name? Chico Bean. And this is what Claude Anderson said. And I'll be honest with you, I just want to talk a little bit about it because I agree with him 100%. Let me play it.
Blacks in America only own and control almost exactly what they had in 1790. Did you know that? That's why you all can't get ahead, because you don't play as a team. You all play as individuals. And you listen to these black activists on the streets saying we're not a monolithic people. Just because he did it, we don't have to do it. He's wrong. All of you should play as a team. Even if you don't like something that the group is going to do, you should play along with the team, and so you got team power. Wealth and power follows the numbers. You haven't got a lot of blacks with you. You're not pooling your money, pooling your votes, pooling your attention, pooling your interests, pooling your labor. Then other people will pick you clean and cherry pick you. You'll stay at the same spot. That's why
I just 1,000% agree with Brother Claude, my elder, who I look up to. Well, again, I always come out like I don't like people. I do, but it's something about just doing something because your ancestors did it, or someone just saying that sounds so disingenuous to me. And why I say that is because like I think about Roland Martin's good for that. He good for, or even I ain't gonna say him. I just see people online all the time in these chat rooms and stuff. Oh, Malcolm was this, Malcolm was a Pan-African, Malcolm was this. What you're telling me is that you're talking about these are men. Men will do things up into the capacity of not only themselves, they do things in a certain way because of the era that they live in. We moving in a way that in 50 years, 60 years from now, our kids are going to be saying, our kids, whatever that is, they're going to be saying, man, y'all was stupid back then. That's what they're going to say. And some of them are going to be valid in it. They're going to have some information probably in the future. Like right now, we understand, they going to say we. There's a lot of people that understand the world better, I believe, today than they did, say, even very intelligent people in the 1940s and 50s who had better intellect. And I think they had better intellect because they wasn't impeded on as much. Meaning, they didn't know nobody was crapping on their food, crapping on their water, and all that. And then they didn't get all that imagery from the internet and imagery from TV. So of course, and they showed in their work, like I say all the time, go back and read an old black person's book. Just a black person. Don't even read any white tea people who try and trip you up. Black folks' black folks' vocabulary was 10 times more massive than we have today. And like I say, so I don't disrespect their intellect. Like I said, I just say I think we have way more information's flowing way faster now. And since it's flowing so fast, people are just hip to it. So imagine in 60, 70, 80 years from now, when the information will be flowing even faster, probably at the rate we're going, if we even be here as humans, because they're crashing out everything. But if we still here and we're doing it, they're gonna be calling us dumb because y'all was dumb in the 2020s. That's what they're gonna be saying. So it is what it is. I agree with Brother Claude Anderson. Let me get back to what he was saying. What I don't like, and that's why I don't like when I hear stuff on TV. They do say things like, y'all not a monolith. Well, we need to be when it comes to collective moving. I don't say we all have to agree with everything, but I can tell you one thing. This whole, I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna be this version of black and you be this version of black and then everybody else's coach, they all run in one way. They got us all scattered going in 18 different directions being ourselves. And I'm not telling you to lose your individualism. I'm just saying it's a time and a place to think as a collective. Classic example. If you are a part of a family and y'all gonna order DoorDash together, right? And y'all say we're gonna order from one place. Yes, y'all gonna sit there together and think collective about what you're gonna eat. And you may not end up in a restaurant you want to end up at that day, but you're doing it for the greater good. So everybody's trying to find somewhere a common ground in the middle. Now, but if I'm by myself or that person by themselves, what are they gonna do? They're going to eat whatever the fuck they want to eat. That's what they're gonna do. So I'm not telling you not to be one. I'm just saying when it's time to make group decisions, make group decisions. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I digress. But the reason why I brought that up too is because I saw this and I think I'm gonna make a whole episode out of this. And I think I can actually throw this on the screen. Let me see if I can throw this up here. Yeah, I think I throw it up. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen for you guys on TikTok. Normally, sorry, YouTube. I ain't got up there for you guys. Hold on one second. We'll put it up there for YouTube. Boom, boom. There you go. All right, so there that go, and I'm gonna show you this TikTok. Hopefully, on Bam, share the live, hit the like button. I appreciate you guys for coming on there. I don't know if they're gonna get me for this or not, but let's see. Boom. Let's see. It's up there in the corner. Let me take that down. Uh-oh. No, I ain't gonna touch it. They don't show me something on the screen. They don't put that up here, so I ain't gonna do it. oh, so there you go. Let me take it down. All right, but this is it with this cover I saw. That was gonna make a whole episode out of this, but this whole episode I was basically saying it sparks a very good question, and the question is, what if there it's not poverty, it's actually possession, and that spoke to me, it resonated with me. It made me feel some type of way because it dawned on me. You ever ask yourself this question? Why they just don't pay the reparation? It's just digits on the screen. They got the money. You know they have the money. It's not gonna hurt them. So why they won't pay you? And then you think it's because they hate you. No, they just don't simplify it like that. I think what it is, I think what I've came to conclusion is this. In their minds, they own us. And I don't have to pay something that I own. Think about you, ma'am, sir, who has a dog. You love that dog. Or you don't like your dog. I don't know. Maybe somebody else is in the house dog, you don't like them. I don't know. But just you got a dog in the house. You still know you own that dog. Now, what if the dog basically rose up and told you gonna pay me something, and you told, and that person in this person's mind, they think, no, I own you, and that's what I think in their minds, crazy as it sounds, they think they own us. And I think the fact of I'm not gonna let something I own ever come from underneath it. And I think that too. I also know that your ingenuity is better than mine. I know that if I let you out the league, ain't God knows what you gonna come up with that's gonna squash me like a bug. So I'd rather make the world bland. I'd rather make everybody mediocre. I'd rather make your movies mediocre. I'll make your architecture look mediocre. I'll make everything in your life a little more blander. I'll make your stars a little less exciting to watch. I'll make the winner of American Idol hard to stomach, solely to keep the image that I'm better than you, even though it don't even feel like it. But anyways, I digress. Anyways, but so like I said, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up on that. This, guys, I want to play this right here too, guys. Next thing up, then I dive into the chat. Tell me what you guys think about this.
I will never talk about us as black people, that something's wrong with us because we like to have flashy things. Since slavery, we have experienced financial trauma in wide proportion, unlike any other community. First of all, we were wealth. We were the definition of wealth. They treated us like wealth. In fact, they even got insurance on us as wealth. Financial trauma. We come out of slavery and we go into Reconstruction, and we actually go into the sharecropping era. My dad is a son of a sharecropper. My dad was raised on a farm in North Carolina, and that's what they did. They lived on a white guy's piece of land, and they basically grew tobacco. They had a house on the guy's land, and they only made enough money to basically feed the family. They weren't.
See what, and pause it right there, but you see what I mean? It's just kind of like what I was just talking about. You see how at every turn, even when they, like, on one way, it gives you the illusion that you were no longer enslaved. This is basically how it was. They let you off a plantation, boom, but you still sharecropping. Like you say, you still own the land. The only difference is now they're directly giving you money versus just feeding you directly. That's all it is. But they're still doing the same thing. Until this day, they're still doing the same thing. They're feeding, they made, especially, I'm gonna tell you, this is why I always champion Jim Crow up to the civil rights movement. Champion that era because black people were left, well, no, they weren't left alone. They were all up in, minus the violence that we had to endure through lynchings and things like this. I will say, black folks were doing amazing. We had black towns, black everything, black economies. Black folks were doing a really good in spots. Like I say, if these people didn't have this, you don't drive through my neighborhood with sundown towns and lynchings and all this. If you take this away, black folks do better when you are left alone. And it's proven. And I'm gonna tell you, like, this is one thing I wasn't even gonna go here, but it just sparked something. We always think that we need to be with them to do better, but you got to ask yourself, why is it that the world we live in now, which is they're all up in our business, in our movies, our TV shows, and our neighborhood, they all up in through your business. They got an ear to the street. Now they come in cool. Yeah, I'm Johnny, the cool white D guy, but you get what I'm saying. They all do all our stuff, but we ain't doing that good. Our neighborhoods ain't clean no more. We ain't dressing nice no more, to the point where, what I mean dressing nice, we not being respectable all the time we walking around. And I think that is because these people are around, they're very toxic. And let me let them finish. But let me let them finish.
able to invest. They weren't able to build any real wealth, financial trauma. We come out of sharecropping and we go to 1920 Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we started building wealth in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then the big massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma basically wiped out,
which is in Jim Crow,
a significant amount of black wealth, financial trauma, right? Come out of 1920 and we go into the Jim Crow era, where it was legal to discriminate against African Americans in terms of financial institutions as well as educational institutions, more financial trauma. We come out of Jim Crow and we get into the whole redlining thing.
See, what he's doing, I said a million times, there's a timeline of, look, let me say this, sparks up in me now, woke me up. I'll say this is my thing. The reason why I never dog us as a collective is because you cannot put someone in complete war at all times and they still produce, and they just, but you see parts of them that is really messed up, but they still producing to the point where the whole world takes recognize. They recognize us. Everyone recognize us distinctively. That means you're still impacting the world, but you see every 10 to 15 years, there's a new crisis that we're going through. Like you said, he's up the red line. He ain't gonna stop. He can't stop because we got to keep going. I know where you're going.
Where they drew a red line and basically said black people live here, white people live over here. And then that red line districts all across the country of the United States, they wouldn't give insurance, nor would they provide mortgages to people, ghettoizing the black community. More financial trauma, right? From redlining until Martin Luther King and his effort got the 1965 voting rights and the civil rights movement proved in 1965, right? So now we have more civil rights to create more opportunity.
I know what the fuck is civil. You be honest, what's civil? Civil, what is
and then we move from there to the recent housing crisis that we had, and then COVID, right?
Yeah. See, the man just walked the timeline. He skipped over some things because you had mass incarceration and crack epidemic. And we got all this in there too. You can't tell. I don't see, for me, like this. Look, I look at us like I look at a woman or a man who, remember the pastor or the old lady at church that literally, I'm not talking about the one who talking that talk. I'm talking about the real ones. The one who has went through the crack epidemic, went through the fire, and they came out and they were good, wholesome people and they changed their life and they just trying to impact others. There are some real people like that. What I feel like for us is that I feel like that's what we did. I feel like as a culture, we have, like you say, from crack to redlining to enslavement, you're talking about someone is out there actively making rules to harm you at all times. And so what I don't think people seem to understand is that you got to give yourself credit for what we've produced. We are still the #1 recognized black culture in the world, and everyone emulates you. That's under distress. That is a beautiful thing that you are. Because if you were left alone like you were, you saw how it kept going up, our wealth went up. See, you can't say to me that I want black folks to do better. Well, they were doing better. And then we have documentation of the times that, see, like right now, people will get on here and say, you guys need us. You should thank us for slavery, because without us, you'd be doing, no. You cannot disrupt all of melanated world with your behavior, set them back because you want to remove them from any read, write, change their information. All this is you doing on purpose. You know this sets them back. And they can then act like that you innocent or you can talk trash now. No. If you're gonna tell me Tulsa, Oklahoma, and every other city that mirrored to look like it, you systematically took out. You don't get to come back later and just say, man, why y'all don't do it? No, or y'all can't do. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. You guys gotta leave us alone. And the problem is that you won't. You ain't. You just gonna keep rejecting me. And that's why when I get in the comments, it just don't bother me now when people say, no, you're wrong. No, you're not. No, I'm not. Because if you left, you're here. You're proving my point. One thing I never do in this space, Twitter, TikTok, anything you get on, I don't go in spaces to people who gonna agitate me. What's the point? They're saying things that I don't agree with. But from yet and still, people will come here and go for an hour or two, going back and forth. No, you don't understand. Why are you here? You want to know why? Because you know you're wrong, and you trying to justify your behavior. And I'm just saying, for me, no, you're not going. I understand what you're saying to me. This is what I'll say to anybody who says this. I understand what you say to me in the conversation. It just don't. It falls on deaf ears over here. Now, you can be mad. You can say I'm an idiot, this and the third. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll be that. I told people I'm going to start the I'll be that movement. Hey, come in. If you've been here before, this will let me know if you know the platform. This is what we're going to do moving forward. I'm going to put it in the title every time, too. Hashtag I'll be that. That's what we're going to do. If you ride with me, I'll be that. And that's what we're going to do. Because my whole thing is like that. They gonna call you slave babies and baby mamas and baby daddies and jailbirds and whatever negative connotation they can come up with. And you, I'll be that. But as long as we know that we're moving towards something more positive and we're actually doing the work, I don't care what nobody got to say. We got to be just like I said. We got to be that lady in church now who don't care. She said, "Yes, I was behind the building doing things for change. Yes, but that was in my old days. I was cracked up. The old dude say the same thing. We out of this movement anyway. Let me move on. Let me put a chat around quick. Let me see what's next, and then we'll go from there. But also, I think that makes sense to me. Now, something else I want to play, and I think we all will feel. Let me find this young lady. I think we're all gonna feel this young lady when she speaks. Let me find her. Here she go. I think we're all gonna feel her pain at this point. Let me let this sister cook.
I don't care how nothing gets paid. I'm going to go get my nails fixed. I'm going to take my stepdaughter over to an adventure park to celebrate her 15th birthday that we didn't get to celebrate yet. I don't care.
So she tired.
I don't care anymore. To continue to work hard, to sweat, to cry, to be angry, just to afford to live.
What's going on, Kayla?
I'm not doing it no more. I don't care how the lights get paid. I don't care how nothing gets paid. I'm not doing it no more. You know it's bad when you're borrowing money from Cash App.
Side note, I didn't even know you could do that. I did not even know you could borrow money from Cash App. I appreciate that. I'll be that. Come on, Smiley. You gonna come every time I want to say hashtag I'll be that. That's what you gonna put here. But I did not know that you could even do that. Look, I remember. Look. The reason why I wanted to play this, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to depress y'all. Okay, but I'm gonna say this. I am from I'm from the time where the payday loans were really popping, right? I'm from the time where you would get in that cycle. You'll borrow some money from them, and then you got to give it back to them with the interest, and then you borrow some more than the same week as you, and then you're just stuck in that cycle. And you know it's hard to get out of that cycle. And I guess it still ties into the theme of today's episode. You know, are we in poverty, or do they just feel like we are their possession? Do they own us? Because that's what it feels like. And like you say, I honestly, I want this sister to understand. If she had saw my video, I would tell her, you are not alone. I want all of us to get there. I want each and every last one of us to get to a point to where we just said, nope. Because think about it, guys. And I know I'm not going to be able to do this much longer. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was thinking about it over the weekend. There's no way possible they're going to let me stay on their airways saying things about the exact opposite of what they are actually pushing. That is why my channel doesn't grow. It is because I know I say the exact opposite of what is being pushed. This young lady right here is tired. And when she's speaking, because I saw this on like Friday and Saturday, when she's speaking, it just dawned on me, what the fuck are we doing? You were not put here just to do this. You were not just here to keep in this perpetual cycle. And at every turn, like if I go through my timeline, I know I got videos, I know I got articles, I know I got things talking about how much we owe, how much we're losing, how much wealth is going away. What is going? Come on, y'all. We have to get to a point that we can't let the NPCs keep winning. Because I feel like what's happening is people like myself who understand we're living in something crazy right now. And then when I get to talking, other folks say, no, you crazy. We all agree with this. And then you realize you're the only person. Like, class example. I say this, and I keep saying this, I'm blue in the face. I don't understand why is it that we're not all out here championing the same one cause. I don't know why when someone says something positive, like for me, and Smiley, you can contest to this. I know Miss Wright, when she can contest to this. But that when you're in here and I'm talking, I get somewhat pushback from people about things that would benefit them. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you arguing with me about something that would benefit you? Just to stay status quo of where you're currently at. And to me, it's just like, they gotta be NPCs. If it ain't bots, and if it's real humans, they're NPCs. And when I say NPC, or even better, I always say this too. I don't think all humans are built the same. Now, this sounds disrespectful. I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this. I'm not saying something's better than others. Like, class example, I used to tell my folks back in the day when I was younger, I don't think I'm built for a factory life. I'm more from a small town, from a real small town that was built around factories, things like that. And I knew from I'm too goddamn animated to live here. Now, that's no disrespect to the people who built it. That's the infrastructure builders. And there was a lot of people, that's all they wanted to do. And so for me, I just feel like this. I don't think it's right or wrong for me to want something different than you. And I don't think it makes me better or not better. I think that's what celebrities mess up at. Celebrities start believing the hype that they're actually special because their income level, sometimes, not even that, it's really just their status or their name. A lot of them, yeah, let's go that route. Because let's be honest, we've done breakdowns on their side. These people don't make no real money. These people outside the business making more money than they are. They just have celebrity. So now they feel like they're better than you. And that's where you lose me. It's just a job. It just so happen yours is on TV. It just so happen yours is play. Yours is fairy tale. Yours is. But I don't. Once you believe the hype that you are built better than someone else, something's wrong. I don't agree with that. I just think we are built for different reasons, and I don't think that humans. I think some humans, when they fall into the position of just doing the job, I think it works for them. I just want this one hot in the cotton. I want to keep it moving. Then there's other people said, no, I want to do this. I want to do it. There's creative people and there's technical people. But this world has this way of trying to make even better, I'll use the other analogy. The world is not just circles and everybody's trying to put, and they're trying to put squares. You got squares trying to fit into circle pigs. You got the triangles trying to fit in, hexagons, everything else. But they only got that one circle. Everybody has to fit in here. And if you don't fit in here, something's wrong with you. That's the world we're living in. And then it's actually gotten so bad when it comes to race to where, let's just be honest. Can I ask y'all this? What is black folks supposed to do for success in this world now? Let's slow down. Let's slow down. Stop just instead of the conversation when we talk about relationships and we having women saying he needs to figure it out and men saying, forget all that. Let's have a conversation outside of that. What are black people supposed to do for a living now? When you're automating everything. And remember, and I'm reading articles now, the automation is costing companies more money than the actual employing humans to do the job. So if it's that costing more money, they're telling you, I just don't want you. I want to control you. And I know that if you aren't, if you are not building something for yourself, someone's building something for you, whether it's a prison, whether it's some good, bad, or indifferent, they're building something for you. What did you say? It's all about them. Put their money together in the banks at the same time. Oh, yep. If they pull, you know what you said about pulling the money, but I wouldn't advise that either. You know why I say that? If all black folks pulled the money, you know what they would do is that on Monday morning, what they would do, we pull all the money out of the bank. That's when we would go to all digital currency and they would say, oh, we're not taking your physical currency. Sorry, black folks, you're all out of money now. Knowing these diabolical people, that's what would happen. So for me, I just honestly look at it different. Let's just do it differently. Honestly. But let me give you my point because you sidetracked me. But I'll just say, honestly, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go? So you got to take this. Tech world. That's where the world's going, right? We're going to tech world. In tech world, with these N1B1 visas, they are literally bringing people from other countries and bringing them here, not because they know more than you, black man, black woman. They train them when they get here. They bring them here for a specific reason. And I know y'all be tripping because you be like, they just as dark as us. They actually darker, right? East Indians. But you know why they bring them here too and do that? Imagine this. I said Bonquisha. We ain't gonna say Bonquisha. Michelle and Derek. Michelle and Derek is the tech world. They treat y'all like trash over there on your job. You say, I can't take this no more. I quit. I'm going home. That's what Michelle and Derek gonna do. I'll find something else. That's what you're gonna do. Guess what Pavesh and Habib's gonna do? He's gonna keep working all night long. He's gonna be there for 6-7 months because once he's in H1 visa, it's all predicated on the fact of he's working. So he can't quit. He gotta go back to scoop land. And he don't want to go there. So what do? They put him on the clock and they work 12, 14, 15, 16, 17 hour days. At the same time, they indoctrinate him, telling him, but you're still better than the niggas that's here. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I've told myself I'm clean up this week. She has a live. She has a live. So, but I'm trying to say, so that's the tech world. So you have that going on. Now, this is why I'm such an advocate for building for ourselves and just saying, damn these people, because at some point, we're going to get to a point, they're just going to push us out of every industry. And mind you, the internet is making it to where there's no one to blame. I keep saying this. Anybody that wants to start a business, let's show you how the world works now and how you're not going to win by these rules. The world used to be like this. I want to start a business. You get a business, you drum up some flyers, you put flyers out, you go door to door, you can do it this way. I'm Madam T.J. Walker, Andy Malone, that type of thing. We have ways of going about these things. And then they moved us into a digital age. Digital age. At the same time, no one goes to people's houses anymore. Remember, you put no soliciting on the walls. On the doors, on the yards. You got out here, I will shoot you if you if you come up in here. You got all this going on at the exact same time. So no one's going door to door anymore. Then after the bing, 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 that day was in 2020, nobody goes outside and congregate together like that anymore. Because everything costs $62,000 now every time you leave the house. So they have relegated you to online. So everything that you do online, all they have to do is basically tell you, hey, don't let nobody see your stuff. I heard, what's my guy name? He played Man Boy on Snowfall. He was a Vine guy. He was talking about it. He totally understands exactly what I get to. Algorithms work like this. You can make 1 million views today. Everybody say, I love this fucking content. I like, subscribe. And then at the same time tomorrow, they won't show it to anybody. And then what's going to happen is you're going to forget about it and move on. You ever notice that every time they get into a subject, to anything, like example, you get to talk of holistic health, go on YouTube, put holistic health in. You know the first thing they're going to do, they're going to pull up YouTubers that are very, very popular, or people who've gotten very, very popular videos with. It's always YouTubers that are of a certain group of people. If you want to talk any subject, they're going to be the main ones. We think that, wow, they must really know something more than you. No, the algorithm favors them. Remember, think about it like this. Why is it that we're on the internet, that words that we use in day-to-day conversation, we can't say on here? Like, class example, YouTube, I was going to put on there, we're talking about unhoused people. And this is a classic example. I have to use unhoused because I can't use the H word for it because that's frowned upon. I'm sorry, isn't it what the fuck it is? So why I can't say it? What world do we live in? And then they always say, oh, this is so, because, this is for your own bit. Stop telling people in a place they have freedom of speech that now I'm going to tailor your speech when I don't agree with it. Why is it that we can say Negro, I can say all this, and I can probably get in trouble if I say it too much, but I can say that. They don't ban it for that. But I can tell you this, I put up a video talking about a little half, I learned very fast, don't say their names. Say their name, whoop, won't even a negative. They just said, nope, can't put this video up. So what people to understand is that means people are tailoring, people are holding, people are hiding, people are promoting certain things. It's classic example. Did y'all see the I don't know if I see it now. If I find it, I'll show it later. Wait a minute, this may be it. Yeah. Did y'all see the leak thing, the leak file that was supposed to be sent to the Epstein guy, right? About it was supposed to be scripted, showing that sports is scripted. Let me see if it's in there.
Holy fuck, Chad, breaking news. New leaked Epstein files suggest the NBA is scripted and the champions have already been decided from 2019 to 2026. Check this out. So here we have the email to Jeffrey Epstein. Says, hi Jeffrey, how are you? Where are you and when are you coming back to New York? Here's the updated list of the NBA champions for the next 10 years. Please keep this internal. As you can see, this is the list.
Now, on this list, matter of fact, to show you a little bit, guys, y'all, all right, don't get too excited. Let me pop it up here. He's on the... sorry, no, my bad. Wrong one. Where's you at? There you go. Boom, right there. That lady, oh, you can't see, it's too small. But on that list, that basically was supposed to change. Now, I don't know if this is a real email now. I know how the internet is. I know how this AI can produce everything now. I get it. And I think that's the reason why they're releasing AI so heavily now too. They want the distortion. They want you to believe anything that you see that don't seem real, that has to be AI. For example, y'all see videos of stuff that's supernatural, things like this. You see it, you'll say, this gotta be AI. And it may be, it probably is, I don't know. But all I'm saying is now, if something real does happen, ain't nobody gonna believe it no more. But what I will say is that I do believe this to be true. You cannot show me on a different aspect. I'm watching a science show. I think it was a sci-fi, and they're showing me how you can put magnets into the rim, and there's magnets inside of the basketball that draws the ball in specific time and can remove them at other times. Then I'm watching commercials with Steph showing me CGI that they're basically or magnets in the ball, and he's doing it in real time. I'm watching this stuff, and then you try to make me. Then I'm remembering the referee who was banned for betting, who said there ain't nothing but a cesspool of cheating in sports. And I'm sitting there watching this stuff. I'm watching people show you clips that they've broken down because they've watched it on TV. Say, look at this, they're cheating right here. You see this all the time. The New England Patriots. The team is probably the most well-known team in NFL history now, other than Cowboys. I know you can't get around them and they got known for nothing but cheating. But yet and still, Hall of Fame coach. Yet and still, you got a cheating Hall of Fame coach. Then you have a sexual deviant as the owner. And then you got all this going on, but these people, and they to the point they got to lose draft picks and all this other stuff for cheating. You know this world is set up for them to do that. All I know is this: all this stuff ain't real. Everything we see is a game. What did you say that? You say you've been hearing it for a while ago. I've heard it for a while myself. Cashier, push it for Juneteenth. Push what for Juneteenth? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Did I say something else? What is that? I must have missed that. But no, to me, man, it's just too much happening, too much going on. And I want black folks to do that. I'm tired of y'all struggling, and I don't think anything gonna make these people stop. Like, if you don't want to go all out and attack and have to go to war with these people, we're gonna have to learn to do with less. What I mean is, and we got to do it out loud. So people ask me, what's my solution sometimes? For me, this is something I think would work. If people collectively, and I know and I wouldn't even use it as a black thing. I would use it as this. I would use it as definitely smoke and mirrors. I would use it as this. I would try to do the po man rally. And what I would do is this. It's the easiest way to go about it. Look, I'm tired, because everybody getting smacked, all right? Even people with money. Let me tell you like this. I was just reading an article the other day. 6 figures for most places in this place, you still are paycheck to paycheck. You lose that money, you out of here. And that's crazy, because you know what that was just like 5-6 years ago. You remember women's standard was 6 figures. She can't go to 100,000 no more. That's poverty. So we talking about all this is happening, and at the same time, look, people, and don't let no one tell you this has to happen. Know how I know? Everybody making record sales. Everybody making record numbers. People getting hundreds and billions of dollars in record money. This is all happening right now. At the same time, they think, man, we got to be doing all this stuff. We got to. Wait a minute. Give them a Met Gala to go pay attention to. Give them an award show to do. Everything that we watch at the entertainment. Look, I was on Hollywood Unlocked earlier today, and this is no shot at them specifically. Just that was the one I was on. And one thing I realized was this. Is that they got us in a cycle of just looking at nothing but debauchery. Like, let me give this class example. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Jay-Z, right? Everybody talking about, Jay-Z out. I don't care nothing about what he look like. I just say this. I don't care what Jay-Z got to say. And then two, let me act like I care, and let me speak on what I thought when I saw it. This is one thing I say about Jay-Z, and this whole thing he said. I don't care if what he said was clever about the people he said it about. We don't live in that world no more. And this innuendos or putting words together, y'all cannot have it both ways. Cardi B cannot be winning awards and she sounds like she's a kindergartner, and you want us to listen to you give us innuendos and context and stuff and clues we supposed to put together like we used to. Our ears don't listen like that no more because of y'all. 1 step, 2 step. That's what we listen to now. If you ain't 1 step, 2 step no more, we can't hear you, Jay-Z. Secondly, I was just gonna tell you like this. If you have problems with people, just go say you got a problem with it. Do an interview and leave it alone once. Do something like this. But this whole, I'm going to be subliminal and give it to you and move on. No one cares. I'm sorry. The people who own them, I get it. Some of y'all just love them. I don't get it. I don't care. All I know is black folks are suffering all over the place, and these people want to still get together and have cookouts and get it. I'm just looking tired of these rich folks. They bother me. Like, I was going to talk about Kevin Hart's thing, because I saw D.L. Hughley did a piece. Him and his little crew did a piece on Kevin. And Matter of fact, let me play something real quick for you guys. I want to play something real quick if I can find it. I want to play this real quick. It's like a 15-second, 30-second clip. DL Hughley, let me cut this down because I know it's going to go to commercial. It's like a 15, 16, 17 clip of DL Hughley and his co-host, and they're talking about why it was so disrespectful to Kevin. And I don't think most people was here last week on my opinion, so I'm going to give you my opinion again on why Kevin he missed the assignment when the birth play made it worse. But I'm going to play this real quick. Let me play it.
I think Kevin, see, first off, we all know he's a hard-working dude.
Yeah.
And a magnet. He's done a lot of good stuff, right?
Yeah.
My thing again is I do not understand, and I'll say this ad nauseum, why some were protected and others weren't. And if you were going to protect anybody, it should have been the people who look like you.
That's my point.
But the fact that you didn't do that doesn't mean that I don't understand.
First of all, let me say this. I won't bring it to this point, but let's say about look, I can't stand I get it. Kevin on top. So you say something disrespectful to him, you ain't gonna work with him no more. Nobody he work with. I get it. Just don't bring the book subject up in there if you got to be, because just report it and let her talk shit. That's what you do.
The kind of artistic
I get it, but you're a
point.
man, you're a black man with a lot of power. And
that's what I wanted to talk about. Let her finish.
Out of all of the people that you could have protected, you didn't protect the one who looked like you. That's where I have the problem. I understand.
Okay, I wanted to play it for that part right there. This is what I want people to understand and why I don't listen to no entertainers when they talk to me. For one, you have a skill set, whether it's rapping, acting, whatever it is. It's a great skill set for some people mediocre, but it's a skill set. That one skill set does not make you good enough to do something else. Classic example, I think Ben Carson is a fucking genius when it comes to surgery. Whether he a coon or not is irrelevant. The man's a genius in that. He don't need to be over the housing authority or whatever he was doing. Just because you smart in one area don't mean you're going to be intelligent in another. So, but I say this to say this about them. Kevin, this is my issue with entertainers. Y'all keep putting him and Jay-Z and all these people in front of our face talking about they bosses. No, they bitches for them. Because anytime something happens, they don't never protect their own. You know you bossing when you can protect your own. The most disrespectful thing I heard recently, who was I listening to? Who was that I was listening to? God, it was somebody was talking about, said it was at Damon Dash's house. Tiffany, was it Tiffany Haddish? Oh yeah, it was Tiffany Haddish. Dame was talking about it. Tiffany Haddish at Damon Dash's house. He's trying to do some work with her, and she's FaceTime with Kevin Hart, and he sees Kevin on the phone telling her, get out of there as fast as you. Mind you, whether you like him or dislike him, my thing is like this. Why do we blackball our own? I'm not doing that. I don't even gotta like you. You got a lane, do your lane. Unless you were coming for the culture, I got a problem for you. Dame wasn't coming for the culture, so I don't know why people have a problem with it. Whether you like his personality or not. I'll be honest, I get you. Some people rude crash, things like this, or jokify people. People don't like people like that. I get it. But what did he do to you to the point where we be talking trash about him? But I can tell you, Jay-Z has set his ass right in front of us and, what? Okay, I thought we were past kneeling, because you benefiting off of it. My whole thing is just like this. Look, I want this to stop. Let me say this, guys. I want to get into this part. I want this to stop today. You can't have it both ways when it comes to black men. You cannot in one breath tell black men that we are the cancer of the culture, and then also turn around and tell us that not only one, young black boys now got to save the Democratic Party seats in they district. You want black boys to do it now. I thought they were trash. They were cancer. They ain't cancer no more, is it? You got these guys going on. Every time we go to do something, we doing it negatively. There's a negative outcome when it comes to us. I'm so sick of that. That bothers my spirit. But anyway, let me digress. I'm gonna get hot. But it's just, I'm just tired of seeing us we're glorifying the wrong ones. Kevin, if you got up there and you was telling jokes that could and could not be said, and you didn't know that maybe since I took my ass to his funeral, I may not want to go out here and let that joke slide. Roasts are notorious for cringy material. So when I see people like him, what bothers me the most is this. Don't go on the Breakfast Club. Don't get mad at black folks when they said, see what y'all did, and I say this again, what y'all did was this. You guys basically said, we're gonna come up with jokes. They're gonna lean all on black folks when it comes to this. And black folks should just be okay with it because it's a roast. Problem is, y'all didn't ask black folks. And then black folks told you what they thought about it. And then you had the nerve to be appalled about how they were affected by what you did to them. That is the craziest thing in the world to me. And entertainers, that's my whole point. For some reason, I think that y'all think that we are supposed to do what y'all need us to do at all times. If that is some entitlement shit now, I don't rock with that. I don't. And so for me, I'm not trying to pinpoint specific people because we all flawed. But what I'm saying is, we have Jay-Z stopped the concert down here to just talk trash about some nickels. And it didn't hit to me. It did. I don't know why you got beef with all the people that you got beef with. That's y'all issue. Take it up in court or whatever. I don't care. Drop an album. I don't care. But I think what you do by doing that is too. And I think honestly, the last thing I say about it, this is the only thing, and this is the only thing I say about it. To me, it was almost, I ain't gonna say cowardly move, but by doing it that way, you know the way that you're supposed to go about it is if you're gonna have beef with other rappers, especially rappers on wax, you go back to wax when you go to do that. But if you do a little freestyle out like that, without saying any context around it, you can just walk off and never do anything else again. They can make disc records all day long, and it's gonna make it look like, yeah, I'm above that. I'm above that. No, you slapped somebody and hit your hand. That's what you did when you did that. See, that's what I'm just saying, but you mean, I've seen us do it all the time. I've noticed in every facet of life. You ever say, put like this, I'm gonna tell you one thing I'm happy for. Thank God for the internet when it comes to podcasts. People say there's too many podcasts. I love podcasts when people be telling you about people's personality, especially people that they have glorified for years. Because what you start finding out is that the people that we should have been glorifying was the people that got crapped on. And then the people who made it to the top, they literally have nasty attitude. What was it? What was the lady? Was it Sheila Jackson Lee just passed? Yes. Sheila Jackson Lee. Now, God rest her soul. I'm not denigrating her for her actions with the HR 4 and all that stuff. I was just gonna talk about that. I watched her one day. I don't think she knew the camera was rolling, but she was in the car with some of her workers, and the way she talked to them was nasty and vile. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, yeah, and this woman's fighting for black culture. No, she's not. Look at that. Side note, I know this is gonna be a straight pivot, but this is kind of almost in the same line. Did y'all see this? This is for any children in the room. You're gonna hear some noises. There's no words, but this is supposed to be a cop who was having relations with a judge in the chambers. Did you guys see this? Deputy, and this is in Atlanta, unfortunately. Did you see this? Now, people, let me say this to you, first and foremost. I just feel like that's how far the world feels. You don't know how to sneak and do that? You saw that too, Kim? So we don't know how to sneak and do that number. We want people to hear. To me, that's just like ironic, and it makes sense. It's just like, what else is new? That's the same. I think the same thing. Like I always say this: when you think of politicians, remember when you was a kid, and you probably 80s, 90s, whatever. Then when you were watching a politician talk, they spoke so well and so eloquent, and they spoke with such big words that a lot of times you didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Now, when you got older, you realize truly they was talking about nothing, but it sounded good like they were. Well, how did we devolve down to Donald Trump talking to a reporter and she say something? He said, "You know, you're just stupid." How do we get from eloquent speak to you're just dumb and stupid? And then you got judges and deputy people doing this in their chambers. Now remember, this lady is a judge, means she's supposed to have a good mind, good character, know how to do things in a fair manner, to the point she's so good at it, they made her over other people's lives. She didn't realize screaming in her chambers would be something that would be frowned upon by everyone else. That just kills me about the way the world will move. We moving dumb. Is she a black woman? Oh, she killed me. Oh God, I can't even pass off on nobody. Lord, this makes no sense. It just, everything. You said watching Tyler Perry. Look, I don't want to denigrate him. Even though, did y'all know that the House of Pain was still on? Nigga, I found that out this morning. I was talking about it last week. Didn't know the show was still on. He says that Tyler says, no, you know what? The system we live in now is designed this way. All this now, it you know what it is right now we've gotten to? They can denigrate us at any time. They can do whatever they want. We don't fight back. We gotta go to work tomorrow. And if you ain't going to work tomorrow, you trying to figure out where you getting your next lick from. And I get it. People thinking that women are out of pocket just because they listen to the internet. No, y'all trying to survive just like we are. Men are getting with big women that they don't like, and getting with skinny women they don't like, and tall women they don't like, and they short, and they doing all this stuff to get a roof over there because they know where to work. And then the ladies having food. What they call them? What they call them? What they call them? The dates y'all be going on a foodie call. She going on dates with dudes she don't even like just to eat. Come on, you know it's bad when you going on a date with someone you do not like. Because remember, when you eat, ain't nothing worse a lot of times than having to talk consistently when you eat because you want to enjoy your food. Now, let alone now I gotta eat with someone I don't even like. I don't want to sit here with just to feed myself. That's horrible. And I keep saying this too. You keep trying to convince me that like the Democrats love us and all this other stuff. That's the main reason I don't get into politics. Because all the stuff that's happening to us right now, nobody ever talks about any of that. All we ever get is gotta get out and say these districts now. You know what it was? They've been looking for something. I'm a side note, I'm gonna come back to that last comment. They've been looking for something to get us to attach to. See, they think the only way black folks will vote, we have to rally around something. So they said, don't let them rally around their own thing, reparations. We have to give them something to rally around. So hear these words. If you never heard it before, L. Dot said it first. You hear this. If you've never heard this before, you're going to have to rally around something. So even in the next election, when it comes up, again, there's going to be a new thing that they need all black people that's going to rally around. That's a crisis in the community. There's always going to be that. Because I need you to collectively come back over here and vote again. I don't need you to split your vote up across the board. I need you compliant in this section over here. What are you saying over here? Hold on, I missed what you guys said. Hold on, I missed a whole bunch of comments. What are you saying? Hold on, let me back it up. You said TV shows, movies, the perpetrated black people practicing truth. You know what it is? Who said that? Goddess. I'm gonna totally agree with you. They are literally black. The reason why I say this all the time, the reason why the content was so good for black people back in the day was this. 90s content was great because black Americans were writing for themselves. Not only were they writing for themselves, black people who experienced black living also were playing the roles. I heard Denzel Washington say it one time before. He agrees, I agree with him 100%. Yes, I can recite the lines. Yes, I can sound like you, but do you embody the essence of it? Do you remember the hot comb popping your little sister hair and getting popped by her mama? Do you remember your daddy's shirt that smelled like pure starch when you knew you had to go to church on Sunday? Do you remember these things? You don't know that culture. You can't embody that. Same thing for directors and everything else. You can't do this if you're not part of it. And so what you get now is you get a lot of black content, but it's with a white face or a foreign face. And what's happening is that's not going to make it for us. You can't expect it to ever be good. You can't expect it to be good when you have people reacting like someone outside the culture. I say this all the time. Ain't nothing more frustrating when you're watching a movie or TV show and the people don't respond. Like, say if something happened, it's like I'm watching From. I don't know if y'all ever watched the show From, but I watched From last night. If something's ready to attack you and you got to go, right? You know you got to go. Where's the pausing? Like last night episode, I don't know if you guys seen the spoiler alert. If you ain't seen it right here now, I won't tell you what happened or anything like that. But the overweight white tea lady that basically is the main guy Boyd's sidekick, she had a heart attack. So I'm bringing that up for this though. When she had a heart attack, everybody's moving like they not in a town that's limited on resources, and there needs to be a sense of urgency. There's only one doctor in the town. Where's the urgency? Where's the urgency? And there's no urgency. That's life now. I can't stand it for the content that they putting out for us. They're doing that now, and I can't stand that. So what I say is all the time, you want to make people to see things in an appropriate manner is what I'm trying to say. And what they're not doing for us is they're not giving us what we want. To be honest with you, and then they leave us with Tyler, and then Tyler half does everything. And that's only because, and I don't want to give him, I'm not even gonna give him an excuse on why he does it. I'll just say this. Cranking out so much competition. Good God, I can't talk today. Cranking out so much content is obviously hindering your ability to grow as a filmmaker. And isn't the whole purpose of doing something is to master the art of it? Or is it just to make money? Because if it is just to make money, how am I going to believe that you actually care about us or the culture or anything else when you are doing this just for the money? Like I always tell people, what's the name of the one, I talked about it last year on here. What's the name of the one he did that had, what's the name of the movie? It had Cat Graham in it. I cannot think of the name of this movie. But in this movie, they basically made it about police brutality. And he proceeded, remember, this is a Tyler Perry production. He proceeded to make all the heterosexual black men part of the problem. Hold on a second, give me a puzzle. They proceeded to make all the heterosexual men part of the problem, made all the white deep men victims of circumstances, and they all want to just protect the black woman. And I'm sitting there watching this thing like, who made this movie? Because mind you, look, are there going to be white savior films out here? Yes, you want to know why? Because they want you to believe they're a savior. I get it. I'm not a naive person to the way it works. What I am what confuses me, bosses, Kevin, Hart, Jay-Z, all y'all bosses, why is it, and I'm not picking at y'all for these movies, I'm just saying y'all always talking that bullshit we are in this business, but we don't get the content that bigs us up. It's always the content that denigrates us. Classic example. Why is it that when Nate Parker was getting rung through the ringer after that Birth of a Nation movie, won't all of Black Hollywood standing with that Negro? No, they went, the handful they talked about, they just had the ones, Gabrielle Union had to denigrate the brother. And now everyone knows he's non-touchable. He's out of the market. He's blackballed. You couldn't even finish watching the movie you're talking about. That movie was disgusting. Oh, go back and watch my original video on there about it. That movie disgusted me. I was so fired up when I watched it. I had to replay that one. Exactly. And you see this a lot though. And see, that's what I'm saying. So I don't tell me how Boston we are when you're not producing content like that. I'll say this right now. And I never want to sound like a hypocrite, and I never want to sound like I don't understand. So I want people to understand this. If they are leaning on these people when they get up there, when I mean leaning on it, it's the same way they lean on you in your job. You may be the manager, but you know there's certain people that you're over top of, other than the white tea people. You know them people that you can't say nothing to because she linked in with the people over top of you. You know who I'm talking about. So since I understand, I need for you to portray the real image of what you are experiencing, not that bullshit if that's what's happening. If they are leaning on you, Kevin, saying you need to leave these jokes in, otherwise you're not going to deal with Netflix anymore. We want to do this, and this is how we're going to go about it. I'm sorry, you just going to have to deal with it if you want to deal with us. And I don't mean it have to be that heavy. What I mean is if that's what Kevin feels like is going to happen, if he doesn't allow this, I understand it. But I also say if that's the case, then don't say nothing about bossing about nothing. Just put your content out and shut up. In this situation, when black folks are mad about what you did, come on the Breakfast Club, humble yourself. You know what? You're right. I should have looked at it a little different. Even if this is a lie, this will do better suited for you. I should have looked at it differently. I didn't. I wanted people to have freedom to say what they wanted, but I didn't look at my own culture that way. And I apologize for that. Black folks are the most forgiving people on earth. Kevin, we rocking with you. Come on, man. It's okay. It's cool. Just don't do it no more. Nope. What do you do? Nah, I didn't write the joke. Well, George Floyd's brother said I'll never listen to that. Don't want to hear anything that he has to say. There's no need. That's to me the disrespect. And so that's what I'm saying. When I watch him do stuff like that, I say to him all the time, brother, if you're bossing up, why we ain't got the content to show all the bossing? Because like I said, Nate Parker's put his own money up for the Birth of a Nation. I went to go see it twice. I support it because that man came out of pocket to give some of an imagery that was supposed to be not docile of us. You don't know Nat Turner, and he dumbed that movie down for them people. But if you don't know that man's story, Nat Turner was a robber. Nat Turner didn't play it no more. That was not going to become normal behavior for black men. I understand why they didn't want to, but we were supposed to support it. You didn't supposed to have black folks out here saying nothing about that man. Well, I heard back in the day, they say he had a trial that he was part. You mean the one he was acquitted of? You know, why you bringing it up right now? You ain't bringing it up when he was in the Great Debaters. Why all of a sudden today? Same thing I say all the time about the dude that was with the husband, and I don't know if y'all guys remember this. Do y'all remember that show Love Is that was on OWN? Do y'all remember that? If y'all remember that show, it was by the creators of Girlfriend, the lady, I can't think of her name right now. And it was a really good show. When I pick, because I always say they don't give us black love stories no more. This was one of those later years. I think it came out like 2018, 2019, something like that. That was later year show that gave you great, amazing content. I love that show. That show was going places. But y'all remember after the first season, got renewed for a second season. Now remember, this is her show. This is the lady who created, what's her name? Now, her and her husband's like a team, a duo. They both are into it. But this is her show. He's not connected with this. Well, I remember right around that same time that show, they got the second season. Everybody was falling in love with love is and black love and this, that, and the third. Boom! Here comes an allegation that her husband did some violent things intimately to another lady. The lady that came out, this man is evil. He's made me do all this different stuff. Now, you know what they instantly do when a black man associated with something comes out? They're going to cancel whatever they're into. Remember, the Cosby Show was gone forever. So what did they do? They turned around and then they basically said, hey, remove him. Hold on one second. Hold on. Good grace. Hold on. Good Lord, my screen went away. Good Lord, give me a second, guys. Good Lord. Screen freezing. Okay, there you go. All right, what was I talking about? Shoot, I just lost what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Shoot. I forgot it. Remember I reminded me I was talking about? I totally got sidetracked. My screen froze all the way up. It's been doing that lately every time I get to talk about something real good. Darn it, I can't remember what I was talking about again. Anyways, I digress. Probably was talking about nothing anyway. All right, anyways, guys, moving over that. Which show was I talking about? Which show was I talking about, Smiley? Which show was I talking about? Tell me, because I really wanted, I was cooking about something. Which show was I talking about? I totally forgot what the hell I was talking about. I totally lost my mind. Hit the like button, guys, to be in here. Appreciate. Oh yeah, love it. Okay, now I remember. Thank you, Sugar. I appreciate it. That's old man farts. I don't worry about it. So you remember that show happened. So what happened was they took the show off the air, canceled it. Said it was too much scandal with her husband. Now mind you, the husband's not a part of the show. This is the wife's show. Now that would make sense. It's still her husband getting the whole nine. The love story, Love is about their whole existence, about their love story. So I got it. Made sense. Made sense until I realized this man was the executive producer or the director, one of the two. He's actually producing Black Lightning. So explain to me how the Black Lightning, his show that he's actually attached to, this one doesn't get canceled doing the thing. They kept on for a couple of more seasons. But you canceled Love Is over that scandal? No, what that was too goddamn positive, and they did not want that. They'll take a girlfriend when it's hard and the relationship's not working, but why would we want to see y'all fall in love with each other? He was a Muslim man who had discipline. We don't want to see that. That was an amazing show. If you've never watched it, go back and watch the only season they got. It was a great show. And then it tells me like this. Then the whole thing with the lady with the allegations, poof, it just disappears after Love Is, goes off the air. So I have to start wondering, was the whole purpose of the whole thing, was it just to remove that? Because it was too positive? See, I'm learning this. They don't give us positive things. I didn't watch Empire. Because I remember the first episode, here you come with bullshit, with the BS. I don't really cuss. But we gotta make the black guy hate his gay kid. In the first episode, I was like, I can't watch this. Can't do it. I'm not gonna sit here and just watch these stereotypes all over and over and over again. You know why I think people attach to power more than they did the Empire? And I'll tell you multiple reasons why, but the main reason why I believe it is that power even understood, don't even show the drugs. Power is about the relationships. The drugs are the backdrop. That's just to pull you in. It's like wrestling used to be. Wrestling was theater around a wrestling ring. So I think power was like you don't see drugs like that. They don't show you anything. They may be in warehouses, but they don't really show you anything. But you got with Empire, it was like, look, any running theme that we're running with, and see, they're good for that. OWN is good for that. Oprah is good for that. Lee Daniels is good for that. If you watch, I remember, what's the show? Queen Sugar. I'm watching the show. I'm not a huge fan of the show, but it's watchable, right? I'm watching the show. And I think one season right out of the COVID hit or something like that, I started watching it, and everything that they did was some type of breaking headlines, you know, Black Lives Matter, and then they holding up fists, and then it was like every stereotype. I'm thinking to myself, people watch television to escape the reality of the BS that we're doing, and you guys are feeding us a unrealistic view of it over and over and over again. That's when you got to know TV is not in your favor. Hit the like button, people. If you ain't watching the channel, you better go and follow it. I do this every day. We can talk that talk, and today I ain't even in a really good mood. Tell them, Smiley, I'm normally more animated than this. I said Queen Sugar was cool. I'm not saying it was bad. Greenleaf wasn't bad. I didn't watch the last season. I don't know why. You ever do? They just watch something and you don't even finish it. Greenleaf wasn't bad. It just, and I can say church world. I was not part of church world like that. I come from an alternative Christian religion, but the show was decent. And I always say too, at least if you're gonna do it, get good actors. I just, I'm not a huge fan of Ava DuVernay's work. I'll say that too. Not. I always tell people I don't dog them all. Shonda Rhimes, she writes well. She does a bit with. I love Courtney Kemp, who writes for Power. The Nemesis show. Y'all watching that show on Netflix? I don't know if anybody was watching it, but I'm gonna tell you, the show's it's not written poorly, but I will say this. I don't know if y'all watching it. The main light skinned in the movie, he is so his character is it's not in the place it should be. Oh, I'm sorry you ain't in a good mood. But nah, let me tell you this Nemesis. Let me tell you, if you ain't watching, it's basically about some robbers and this cop that wants to catch the robbers. Okay, he's hell bent on catching these 4 robbers, right? Well, Leslie, I'm gonna tell you what he's out of place for, and I love Courtney Kemp. This should tell you it ain't about the writing. Sometimes the writing can't be conveyed, and I don't think the writer all the time should be blamed for the acting. But if you're in Los Angeles, and they haven't implied that you're not from Los Angeles, why do you give me New York? That's the light skin dude. That's one. That didn't fit for me. And then 2, most of the time, if you're going to be a captain means that you have prestige, means that you're going to look like them white people want you to look. Point blank period. Let's just be honest with you, right? And so he wearing, velour suits and 2 and 3 herringbone chains and, I'm like, this don't fit. And then, it's just like, other than that, the story's cool. I think the story's cool. I ain't finished it yet, so I can't tell you everything. I forgot where I was at in it. I ain't even finished it myself. But it's a cool story. I just think it was out of place. I like her. There's certain black folks that write. I'm just gonna tell you ones to stay away from. If y'all gonna put like this, I'm gonna tell you 3 writers, though, that they write for black folks, that if they wrote it, you might well gonna save your money. Now, like I said, Shonda Rhimes, she can write. Like, if you watch Bridgerton, things like that, I get it. I've watched some of this stuff. Don't judge your mama, and it's passing. It's not like I sit down like, ooh, Bridgerton. No, I know a little bit about it. And actually, it was Queen or whatever, because I watched that one because I want to see how historical correct they were going to be versus real history. But anyway, but 3 I don't deal with, and I'll tell you 3 I deal with and 3 I don't deal with. 3 I'll deal with because I know they write well. Shonda Rhimes, Courtney Kemp, and I need one more. Let me think about the 3rd one. And then 3 I know I'm not watching. Lee Daniels, Lena Weath, whatever her name is. Ava DuVernay, she's another one. And I just said the other one. God darn it, who was it? I just said, God darn it. Lee Daniels, Lena Weath, I definitely don't watch their movies. It's one more big one too. I don't watch their content. And like I say, Tyler could sneak in something, because like you can't hate on the Beauty and Black is a decent show. It is. And I don't know how honestly, I give it to the cast. I guess I'm gonna have to, because that's a decent show. Now it has its moments too, where you can see it's janky. He don't cut some corners. But at least that's why I always tell people all the time, black folks don't really care how big your production is, as long as we believe the story. Then how many of y'all watched the Master P Bout It movie when it was on bootleg tape back in the late 90s when you could barely hear it? But we watched it. It's just, we'll watch anything. What is it right here? He said, you stop watching Beauty and Black. It's very degenerate. It's very degenerate behavior. One thing you're gonna know about Tyler Perry, and this is why I say too, he don't care nothing about his fan base. How do you going from being the church guy to everything you do is some debauchery damn near now? You slowball people. You know how they be like, they'll call me, I've gotten called the devil, I've been called idolater, I've got all kinds of things, right? Because I don't agree with the norm. But then you're gonna tell me, but I'm that dude, because I'm telling you, I want you to eat healthy, I want you to be healthy, I want you to drink your water, I want people to give you what's owed to you, I want you to work hard, I want you to be a good family man, a good family woman, feed your kids, feed the minds, all that stuff. This is all the stuff I preach all day long. This stuff I preach all day long. Do stuff in a healthy manner when you fuck up, be responsible, hold yourself accountable. These are things that I say. But then you tell me, stop talking about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry love us. Tyler Perry went from being in church to now everybody and their mama need to be doing something that they ain't got no business doing in some form of fashion. Especially a lot of times with each other. The boys are with the boys and the girls with the, it's just all this. You slow walked them into that. And I'm just saying to myself, I don't understand why I'm the problem. It's a like button, man. To me, it speaks funny, because if you watch the world that we live in, that's how I judge who's good and bad when I don't know you a lot of time, based upon who you make excuses for. Like, if you see people like, I'll get class up, I will come at a Democrat in a minute, especially a black one, because you lying to me. And I know you lying to me. I know you feeding me BS. I know that everything that you saying to me ain't none of it real. You wanna know how I know it? Because nothing ever changes this way. I know for Black society, at every turn, we're trying to fight to hold on to something. Let me show y'all something, how this is a game for us, baby girls, and fellas. Your vote is always the thing that you have to be fighting to hold on to versus what it can do for you. That's a game. That's a game if I'm voting for a party to keep or to retain something, because at that point, if I'm always retaining, I'm never growing. If something, again, have anybody else noticed that there are taxes on things that you pay for? Like I pay my car payment. Car payment used to be like 1.9 transaction fee. Now it's 4.95 transaction fee. Now, to me, there's only a few dollars. I heart you back. I appreciate you. I do appreciate that. Like for me, it's only like $3. I get it. It's only $3 now. But if they're getting it for every person like that, why do they need the extra $3? You know, every time I pay that $3, that's $3 I don't have now. Now, in the grand scheme of things, $3, yeah, $3, $4, that's nothing. But yes, $3 and $3 and $3 and $2 and $3 and $3. Yes, that's money. That's my wealth. That's what I'm supposed to keep. Imagine $4. Imagine you do $12, $13 a day in fees like this every day. If you do that for 20 years, let's ask Lola Ray. Let's ask Lola Ray. Let's just ask her. Let's hold on a second. Hold on. Lola Ray, if I was to spend, if I was to save 13 cents a day, no, I won't say 13 cents a day. I'll say, if I was to say $13 a day for 20 years, how much money would that be?
All right, let's calculate that. So $13 a day for 20 years. There are 365 days in a year, so we multiply $13 by 365 days, and then multiply that by 20 years. Let me do the math real quick. So it would be $13 times 365 times 20. That comes out to $94,900.
First of all, I don't know why it took the long route just to tell me. I could have used the calculator and did it faster than she did. It just did. But anyway, so you're telling me right now that's $94,000. That was somebody's home that you just paid in fees over the last 20 years. 20? Can you do something with $100 grand? That's $100,000 almost right there in fees. They don't need. Look, I worked for a rental company. I tell them I ain't ashamed. In my younger years, I worked for rental center. I was one of them ones coming by your house knocking on the door. I sure did it. I was sales manager, account manager. I did it all. We had so many fees for nothing. I give you one game that we run. I don't know about it. Allegedly. I don't know if we still do this. Allegedly, I'll tell you one of the games they would run. So when you go to buy something from rental center, this is how they run games. You don't need it at all. It's unnecessary. So they just robbing you. When you go to buy a TV, boom, they say, hey, you want to put the $5 a week warranty on it to make sure anything happens to it, we'll just come out, replace it, swap it out, and you'll stay right where you're at in your payment and keep it moving, right? They say, yeah, we want that. They'll get it, right? $5 extra a week. Now already, we charge you 72 times the price of what the TV actually costs. So we're hitting you with that. But what we didn't tell you is this, regardless of when you're renting it anyway, we always have to come replace it if it breaks for free because it's under contract, regardless. So if you decline the $5, the same thing happened if you paid the $5, we was gonna do it regardless. How many people you think declined it? Not many, especially when I sold it because I was the sales manager. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I started getting the points and start feeling bad for my people. I would just tell them, don't get the shit, you don't need it. But what I'm saying is, how many people are gonna do what I would do? So that's not happening. There's another fee they would do, and there's another thing on the back end. So imagine when you finish paying it off. You know the last thing we're gonna ask you right before you pay it off too? Hey, I know you just paid it off, but if you want to keep the $5 a week insurance on it, just in case anything breaks to it, what we'll do then, we won't replace it, but we will bring it and take it and take it to our shop. And if it's under a certain threshold, we'll pay for it to be fixed. They say, yeah, and most people say yay or nay. And a lot of people say, yeah. But they don't realize they could have picked that up at the end. We would have offered it to them even if they didn't have the insurance the entire time. So it's a hustle that we do. Those are what these fees are. These are hustles. They're just nickel and diamonds to death. So remember, you're doing it at your car payment. You're doing it at your mortgage payment. You're doing it at your rent payment. You're doing it at the grocery store. Then your grocery store asking broke folks to donate to other broke folks. If I go in one more store and you ask me to donate to people, bitch, I'm the one who needs to be donated to. This is crazy to me. You said what, man? Yes, penny does make that. And I'm just saying this for this love. Remember, look at it like this. You are telling me that 37%, I said this last week, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but this is the God honest truth. Hit the like button, man. Share this live. One thing I'm going to tell you, this is the God honest truth. So when you get your paycheck, they've already taxed it before they even given it to you. Off the gate. Boom. They get theirs before you even get yours. Then you get yours. Great. Now, that should be your money. Now, they've already hit you hard in the head, 37% sometime. But being that they hit you in your head, you should think that should be enough. But no, everywhere that you go and have to use commerce transactions, they also tax you. So you're left literally probably out of every pay period, maybe 10% of your check if you know how to budget well. Can you tell me why your country needs you to pay? And remember, taxes all goes back to them. So explain to me how is that they didn't work with you one fucking day, didn't put in 1 hour, 1 minute, one anything, didn't struggle with you at all, didn't pay one mortgage payment with you at all, and they get that much money off you. They're taking more than you are making. And they tell you that they love you. It's just funny to me that I don't know why it's just like, I see it. I guess for me, that's why I don't like humans. Because to me, it's like, I can't live in the space. Like, it's hard for me to go out to a club and party it up and give me a couple of shots of liquor. Class of them. It's hard for me because I understand how they're nickel and diming us to death. How all I want to do is be able to be healthy and live a long life, think, grow, educate myself, grow my mind. But if I go to a bar, and I get and I'm gonna sound old when I say this, a blue motorcycle. I know that ain't a thing. Electric lemonade, something. I'm getting a Long Island iced tea. Why did you just make me spend the same amount of money for a fifth of liquor? Probably did you put one of the fifths of liquor you put in there? I just bought it for my one splash. That's all you give me, and that's if because they give you like 5 different liquors. I used to buy that. So like 5, 6 different liquors in. Supposed to be like 5, 6 different liquors inside of Long Island, but they don't even do that right. You still may equal up to an ounce altogether because they splash in every damn thing. So you literally, basically, it's just like everywhere we go, it's a hustle. And then the American people are ones that are fronting the bill for everything. So it's like, I'm tired of that because, and I guess I'm one of them old fogies at this point when I talk like this. But aren't you frustrated too that at every turn, everything you do, like the sister I played a little while ago, she just frustrated. She's like, I'm just done. I'm gonna get me some enjoyment out of this because I tell you like this one time. Me and my old lady at the time, we were on the phone. This is like 20 years ago. I was at Renner Center. This is like 20 years ago. I'm at Renner Center working. I'm on my parking lot. I'm at my lunch break. He was on her lunch break. We on the phone. We're talking on the phone, and we both were sitting in the car, and both of us were going back and forth on how we had to make life decisions on whether or not I was going to 5-piece chicken nuggets from Wendy's or not get it because I may need to get something for the kids when I got home. And I go to work every day. Every day. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is not fair. And I was a younger guy at the time. And I knew at the time, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, but they tell us all, and see, this is my net I don't like. I'm not going to sit online and talk about sisters or brothers and act like they lazy when you're created and fostered an environment that nobody, I wasn't lazy, but if you would, they would have projected out that I was lazy. Even though I'm showing up at Renner Center time, we work 50, 60 hour weeks at this time, at this job. This was the place we did. We had to hit numbers. So when you had to hit numbers, you working 60 hour weeks. I'm driving an hour to and from to work. So it's 2 extra hours a day to go do it. My body is breaking down. I'm struggling mentally, all this other stuff, just to have someone sit on TV because I don't have a certain level of wealth tell me that I'm being lazy. That I'm being ignorant. No. So see, to me, I'm not going to judge my people like that. And what they do to us is this. We'll just show them a Tyrone. I used to work at another BS job. This was younger than that. I was working at Walmart. I was younger than that. I was working on the third shift. I'm going to tell you how relationships mean more than hard work. I work with a guy, I'm gonna tell you the name. He probably like 7 years old at this point now. I don't know how old he is. It was a guy named George that I worked with. A guy named George and a guy named David I worked with. Me and David were cool as a fan. David was like 20 years my senior and George was like 15. George crazy as cashier. George come to work every day, didn't do nothing. We worked on the maintenance things. We buffed the floors, all that good jazz. He come to work, literally did nothing. He would come, we was on third shift, everybody would leave, he go sleep the whole time, get up and he act like he was jumping track. I'm such a damn nigga for brothers, I don't even snitch on him. David's such a damn brother, he won't snitch on him. So he doing all this stuff. This man is lazy. All he wanted to do when the ladies did come into work in the morning, he wanted to hit on them all day long for about 2-3 hours. This is George. George was so goddamn lazy, but he was so unaware, oblivious to the world. This is how bad he was. George one time came to work, came in the break room, flirted with the ladies right before the store closed, but was letting everybody know he won't work in that night because he was sick. And I say this and say all this. 2 days later, George made Employee of the Month. George made Employee of the Month because George was always somewhere kissing ass up to some people up above his head. Now, George did no work. I bust my ass the entire time. Everything about me, the way I'm built for jobs is like this, is that in everything that I do, even if I don't like it, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm just wired that way. So to watch people do this, that, and the third, you just say to yourself, hard work doesn't get you success. When you see the white teeth men with these big old houses and all these nice cars and they ride by in the streets, they don't work hard. The system built it for them. And like I said, I wish all the black folks would start their own business. I do. And the bad thing about it though, but just, again, these people understand it's not about us just stepping away. We got to change our mindset. Cause like right now, what do you do? What's your name? Got it. Guys, what kind of business you got? Tell me what kind of business you got. If you still in, tell me what kind of business you got. He said, no, it does not. What does not? Guys, what kind of business you got? Because what I want to do, I want to see. The reason why I asked this because I want to know, I'm going to tell you how hard it is. Because I've had multiples. And I know that really, to be honest with you, unless you get some type of internet or celebrity support, it's very hard a lot of times to get it off the ground. Distribution, import, export. Oh, let me leave you alone. You know what you're doing. You're in the right lane. You get into international now. So that's the right lane. I'm with you. Can't knock it. Oh yeah. No, it's not about hard work. No, it's not. It's not. And I say it all the time. And I tell my daughters that when they go into the workforce, I say a job interview is nothing more than a popularity contest. They don't care what you can produce. They don't care what kind of skill set you have. They know to themselves that most jobs in this world are very mediocre or very easy to learn. Just trust me, until you get into major skill sets, everybody can be taught anything. The schools, look, everything that they do was designed to make sure that you didn't get it, and they had a way to block you out. Let me show you what I mean. There was no such thing as the bar that you had to pass to be a lawyer until slavery ended. They did it then. There was no need for a police force. There was no police force until the police force came along when slavery ended. See, everybody's organizing to make sure that you stay controlled. They wanted to give you, this is what they did. You went from being in a tight cage. They said they're smothering themselves and it's not working. We're gonna have to do something different. They just made them have an open air prison is what they put you in. You're in an open air one now. But everything is designed to make sure you tripped up. Same thing I said this, I found this out my daughter's, my daughter actually did this. So let me tell you just really quick so I'm gonna tell you. So my daughter was originally gonna go to medical school, but we ran into bing bing 2020 and she wouldn't take the bing bing. And so what it is, she had to pivot. She ended up pivoting to chemistry and she ended up becoming a scientist. So she just finished graduate school. She now wants to go into medical school. I love that job. So she wants to do that now. And I found out something recently. Now, let me tell you how messed up your system is. Do you know if you go into, after your medical school, you got to go into your residency. Just say you want to be a plastic surgeon. If there's nowhere for you to do your residency, you have to choose another. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You have to choose another field. So they got me to think, some people are like, oh, well, at least they had somewhere to go. I said, no. I started thinking about this. Could you imagine the time, effort, energy, and money that it takes to go to medical school to find at the end of it, now I got to be an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I want to do plastic surgery? No. So now you see why your doctor don't give a shit. When you be in there and it's time for him to do something, he's like, I don't care. I'm a general doctor now. I wanted to be he wanted to be something else. See, the system is always designing everything to where you, honestly, I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me say that. It would be better suited in this world, honestly, for me, if they literally just pacified us better. But the fact that you're willing to take it all, show me in my face that you're taking it all, and keep depriving me even more, that infuriates me. Pisses me off. And I don't know if that don't tick y'all off the same way, but that literally gets under my skin. I appreciate the love too. She's a very intelligent young lady. She's head's really on straight. Now she's trying to rush her family, but that's a whole nother story. Oh, she gonna get mad for telling them no. But no, it's all I'm just saying in this world, man. They got us now, man, by going every which way possible. Anyways, I digress. Anyway, you got anything else I want to talk about? Hit the like button, people. If you ain't following the channel, first time here. If this is your first time here, let me go tell you, I'm your man, L. Dot. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you for coming in. L. Dot Scott's the name. This is the Scott Free Morning Show. A lot of times we don't get to do it in the morning time. I do it in the afternoon. But it's morning somewhere. So Scott Free Morning Show somewhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? You say you do retain hard places to live in. You say I do. I can't even read that. Yeah, something about a hard place to live in. If you talking about America, the whole world probably a hard place to live in right now with these folks. These people cut off the world. What else I got in here? But no, I appreciate you guys for coming in here when y'all do. We talk about some of everything, but I will always tell people, for the new people who come in, this is basically what I do and what I talk about while I'm on here is this. This is my main subject of conversation. It's always going to be this. I am a defender of black culture, good, bad, or indifferent. I will always stand up for us, even when we have done poor things. I will hold us accountable for when we do it. But accountability does not start with me if I did not put the wheels into motion. We're going to give every piece that everybody needs to hold, going to hold theirs too, if we got to hold ours. I also want to do too, when we come in here too, I want to be a place where people can come to and have a conversation with each other that don't have to feel like you getting told that if you don't do something that you don't feel in your core you need to do, that you don't feel ashamed for it. So for me, bring all you voting fanatics in here. I'll tell you, I'll be that. Anyway, let me stop. What else? Oh, let me say this before I get out of here. Can I say this, guys? Again, as I tell people all the time, I'm a big defender of black culture. Hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. I'm a defender of black culture at all times. And I'm ready to hold a black person accountable that is a black person, but I can't have I have no leg stand for. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a fan of Jada Pinkett Smith, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, because I've never seen someone so disloyal in my life. People think that sticking your pee-pee in someone's poo-poo makes you disloyal. I think that is a very disloyal act. I think that people make mistakes all the time. Not making justification for it, you better hold yourself accountable and do right. If you refuse to, leave their ass. But one thing I'm going to definitively tell you though, even if that's an act, but when your whole essence, when your whole everything says to me, I appreciate the follow, sugar, I do. She is always saying something to denigrate this man. He says nothing about this woman. Like, she says things that no one should be, like, even if you think it. I'm a big fan of this. Like, let me say this real quick before I say this. I'm a big fan of, like, I heart you back. I do appreciate that. I'm a huge fan of, just because something is true don't mean it needs to be said a specific way. What do I mean? I watch Pop the Balloon, right? When you watch Pop the Balloon, some people are very rude when they're being honest. Honesty doesn't mean rude to me though. They're not synonymous. I can still say what I like. I don't favor you. What is it about me I don't favor? I don't have to be rude even if I'm thinking it. People do that all the time. And I'm only saying it now because Jada does this to Will. And like, I saw this. Did y'all hear this? Let me see y'all heard this. Let me see. Hold on.
My career is popping. I got money. I'm hot.
People are pursuing you.
I got every dude everywhere wanting to, you know what I mean? Like,
isn't she married? Isn't she married? Does this woman know that look, let me say something to people. Every human on the earth has an ego. I'm sorry. Some people's egos are worse than others. Yes. But everyone has some level of, don't make me feel and look a certain way. And this woman says, I will say anything if I think it. I'm gonna say about you, and you still supposed to stay. My issue ain't even with her no more. My issue is for Will. Again, people like my girl Smiley here, y'all know that I am a defender for black folks at all times. I will always stand up for black couples. I want black men, black women to get together so goddamn bad, stop all this fighting. But this is one of the times I'm gonna tell you, brother, get away from her. I understand you don't quit. I understand. I think you don't supposed to quit your man. I think you're supposed to figure it out. Humans are humans. If you love them, you love them. But this woman, she doesn't deserve it. The disrespect. But mind you, because he's not disrespecting her. Now mind you, if he's doing stuff, they do whatever they do. That's their business. It's just the verbal, the outside. I don't like that. Those tonight conversations that you be seeing. Those ones, you know, those contents when they be on there and they were like, because I saw one recently, And they dug all in her, and they should have. But the one with the woman that had like a brain issue, and the man quit his job, he took care of her, and then because he wasn't able to take care of her right then financially or something. No, she said she was bored. She was ready to leave. The nigga, what he did? What for you? Do you know there are some people's parents, some people's spouses that won't even do that? That was a boyfriend. She ain't been popping since in the middle in the early 90s. Jada won't even popping to me then. No, okay, I'll give it to her. Leela James. Different world. I won't take it from her. Little finger, she was the only one that made the finger. Her, and when she, even though she was second choice on Low Down Dirty Shame, because I still would have took the Richardson girl. She was fire. That's a Black American woman right there. Y'all don't even know that. That's a Black American woman, but she knows her Native American status. But no, give me sidetracked. But Jada won't fight. Jada, I don't like her. You're not gonna get me to say nothing nice about this woman. But that's another thing I tell people all the time to think about it like this. Remember how many times we talked about how I said stop allowing entertainers to be your standard bearer for relationship. Clay, Meg, Jada, Will, stop doing that. Because what I'm gonna tell you is like I even saw this the other day. So some woman was online that Shaq's supposed to be having a new baby at 54. And it was like 3 women online. They all had said they slept with Shaq, and all 3 of them was like, he's just real disgusting in reality. And you be thinking to yourself, so everybody's been out here glorifying, loving on. And I'm not, these are not shots at him. I'm just taking their content because I know how some people are. And they was like, and I don't know which way they mean nasty. I don't know if they mean sexually nasty, if he just lives nasty. I don't know. I remember they said Dr. Umar lives like he a hoarder. I've heard people say that. I just say to people, stop. I'll tell you a quick story. Let me tell you a quick story. I can't believe I'm gonna tell y'all this story. So I dealt with this young lady back many years ago. Young boy. But this lady was fine. I had this little young lady I met one day at the stoplight. And so we exchanged numbers. That's back then when you still had to write your numbers down. We exchanged numbers. I called her up. And when I tell you this woman was put together, she was one of those women, nails done, toes done. She always wore the appropriate outfit for where you was going. She was very soft-spoken, but I mean, just go. She was nice. Family, I showed up at this lady's house. This lady lived so disgusting. I just wasn't nothing going down because I couldn't get comfortable. When I say her closet had no doors, they had like sheets over them, and stuff would always be moving back there. You ever seen the baseboards on people's floors and you know they don't clean their baseboards? Her baseboards looked like they had been stained with spaghetti sauce, but this was in the bedroom. I was like, what? I went in a bathroom. Boy, if I ever had to do number 2, I'd rather sugar honey iced tea in the grass. This is how this lady's living. So I just say, people, you do not know how everybody living. It's perception of things. You don't believe me. Just because somebody looks as though it don't, you get to know them and something totally different. So I say this all the time. I say this to people. That's why when you get with someone and y'all complaining over dumb shit, right? Oh, like let me show you this one lady. I'm gonna make it a light or something. Let me show you this one lady. This lady, I don't like women like this lady. She's online. She's talking about how she had just got divorced, and she was explaining why she got divorced. And let me see if I can find it. I know I got it. And I just say like this, she's talking in a way like he was just getting on my nerves, just violating my spirit. I'm like, that's when you love someone, that's not violation. That you want what this woman is complaining about. God, I can't find this chick. What is she? I know I had her. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I know I had this lady. And I always find it as soon as I get off there, I'm like, that go that bit. Hold on. See if we can find it. Here you go.
I've been seeing the whole trend going around where recently divorced or separated women are saying what they can now do now that they're no longer married, that they could not do in the marriage. And I want to talk about what I finally can do now that I don't got that man in my hair anymore. I can finally take a shower by myself. Oh my God, really? I can finally take a shower by myself and not have what I feel like a perpetrator coming in because he wants to come and fondle me all the damn time.
So ladies, especially ladies who haven't been in a relationship in years and probably a little bit touch deprived, you don't have to like it or say it out loud. I feel bad for you when you do. I know there are some women out here who are very touch deprived in this world and that you're out here struggling. I know that you lay in bed at night and you think about you build your perfect man and one that's going to be loving and touching. And one of them, especially when you out there watching, you got your little rose and you've been with the bed early. You want somebody to be all up in your space. You want someone to be in your shower. And unlike this heifer, when you don't need that, Because I know at times, especially when y'all in your little late time, don't nobody want nobody near them in their shower. I get it. You say to them, no, honey, not tonight. And if the man loves you, you know what he's going to say? Oh, okay, babe, I got you. But to make it seem like that he is a bother, these are the people who are feeding children's mind. Because I'm going to tell you, you take a young, impressionable mind who he sees this enough from women, especially women. She's not a bad-looking girl. So you see this woman put together, you see her, and she's talking this way all the time. It's going to ingest into people. You're going to start believing this stuff, this same type of behavior. I don't like that. I say this for the men all the time, too. That red pill shit, it bothers me. Nobody is your slave. So if you present a slave situation, women are going to push back on that, dummy. I say that to dudes all the time. They're, no, I need you to be cooperative. This, you see how you presenting this? You're not presenting it as the most attractive fashion. Now, some women, and God bless them, because I love these sisters, some women are just so rational. They listen to so much logic that when you say, look, you need to be under my direction, this, that, and third, she says, you're right, I do need that. Now, to me, that's a gorgeous sister. I appreciate that sister, but I know that is a statistical anomaly. I know this is an anomaly. So I know a brother sitting out here saying, you don't take nothing less than that. You setting yourself up for failure. You setting yourself up to get a baddie who gonna take your money because she gonna look at you. I'm gonna tell you, say that to the right one, especially a Scorpio. No dog in the Scorpio. Scorpio's just real direct. And when y'all get mean, y'all get mean. But a Scorpio hear all that and say, okay, now I'm gonna bleed you. And then walk away like I never knew you. I don't know who's saying what. You should be happy your man is you and the other side. What? I can't see what you're saying. Hold on. Remember what I do? I got a white back. I agree. Oh, that's what you said. You saying somebody you should be happy your man. I agree. You should be happy your man touching you like that. Ain't that how it's supposed to be? Anyway, let me know.
So once that man started working from home, y'all, I could never take a shower by myself. Oh my gosh.
So let me tell y'all something, guy. That statement stood out to me when I first heard it. You wanna know why? It lets me know multiple things. It lets me know the only reason why let me speak to your hearts real quick. People hit the like button because I'm gonna hit you in your heart real quick. For the lady or the man that's in a relationship that's they're very unhappy, but they like in their 30s or their 40s. Or the man, the woman who's single right now that's in their 30s or their 40s. And you still remember your high school sweetheart that you can't do nothing with no more. You wanna know why you still thinking about them? It ain't because that person still touches that place. Now, the first person you touch the back of the oven and the first person oven you touch. Now y'all two love each other. I'm joking. Anyway, let me keep going. It's not the fact that you love your teenage love so much. What it is, that's the last time you experienced something that had nothing to do with anything else attached to it. Not a bill, not a baby, not life, not careers, not locations, not bills again. Not all this was attached to it. And so what happens as adults, we get with each other very fast, especially physically. And then we find out if we horizontally are connected, we a lot of times get together. Oh man, you spoke my language and did that. No, I touched the back of the oven. You liked it. I liked it. We got together. And then I go off to work. You go off to work. We have babies early because we do that a lot of times too. And once you have those children, and a lot of times once you go off to work, y'all have two separate lives. But when that bing, 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 2020 came along again and everybody went home, couples was breaking up and babies was being made. One of the two was happening. Why? Because people were now getting to spend real time with each other. And what they found out is, I don't like you. So what she found out is that even though she had been connected with this guy for all these years, she didn't really like him. And she didn't find it out till he got home. So I'm not mad at her for that. What I am mad at her for is why she only denigrating him like he was a problem. Just say, we had fell out of love and I really didn't want to share this space with him like that. And I wasn't woman enough to tell him. But I'm woman enough to sit on the internet and dog him after the fact, like all the people that know us both don't know who the fuck she talking about. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of divorce happening because people are learning each other. Look, what you're finding out is you could be with a person 20, 30 years and not know how vindictive. Because I used to say this, how these people be together 10, 15, 20 years and then when they break up, they be trying to rob each other and when it goes to the courts. And I'd be like, and I get it now. I get it as I get older. People will front for years. There's a certain personality type. Once they stop caring for you, they truly stop caring about you. See, for me, I'm like this a lot of times. even if I fall out of love with you, if I felt anything for it, like for me, I have family members that I haven't been in a good relationship with in years. Of course I have love. Of course I still think and I hope for their well-being, the whole nine. I just don't fuck with them. But then, like you say, and probably if they needed me for something that was life or death, and then I start thinking about like their family, their kids, their spouses, things like that, I may be able to come in and step in, even though I don't care for you. I'll think about it. But I've seen people that they'll split up, I don't even like you no more. And then literally just treat them like they didn't know each other after they've been together for 15, 20 years. That's crazy to me. No, my thing is like this. The person that I struggle with, if I ever get put on, if I struggle with you and you with me when we struggling, you're gonna have to really do something real egregious to me to get me to not want to look out for you in some form of fashion after we split. Especially once the first emotions goes away. Because I don't think what people do, they just be nasty to each other. But anyways, I digress. You say definitely trying to reconnect our culture. Yeah. I want us just to get together. Don't y'all want to see us back together? I just want to get back to an era again. Look, I miss this. Look, my movie still to this day. Anybody who knows, my favorite movie to this day is still Love Jones. And I want to tell people all the time that ain't a real love story. I just think all they did was they was at odds the entire 2 hours. But the reason why I loved the movie so much was because it was very complex. It told a real reality of what relationships go through a lot of times to be able to get together with each other. And at the end, I tried to put my own spin on, hopefully they got it together after this and they went off into the sunset. And that's one good thing about movies back then. That's what you felt like. But the complexity of it. We've all had the person we thought about, we may have been with before, that may be in and out your situation. You've seen that. You've made some dumb decisions that you've made. You should have said something you didn't say. All these things come into play. That movie was a great representation of it. And I guess for me, I know the world today know that we crave that. And they on purpose and specifically remove that from our content on purpose. I did a Google search the other day. I did a Google search on what was the population of our culture that considered themselves to be like homosexual, and it was like 2% or 10% or some shit. Like, it was real low. And I was like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me LGBT content is prevalent in Black content? I mean, it is prevalent. It is in everything that you're gonna have characters, you're gonna have relationships, you're gonna get all of that prevalent. And you're telling me, but wait a minute, you're catering to less than 10% of the population of people and you're gonna cater to that? Why are you catering to it? I get it, it's in there. Like people say, I tell my daughters all the time, I say in the 90s, I say, no, we had homosexuals all throughout our content. So it's not about homosexual, it's just, it has to make sense. Like when I watch Power, the TV show, especially the one with Ghost, with Tariq, you don't have a gang and then you have like a whole bunch of homosexual activity going on. This is ungang-like. This is not gang behavior, but you're gonna make it gang behavior in it. It's just stuff like that don't make sense. And I know y'all do this stuff. I start looking at it. Why are you doing this? Why is it being normalized? Why are you doing this on purpose? Why you keep doing this? And mind you, people, then by me asking that question, like for me, I'm an analytical mind. For me saying, okay, so if you're going to sell me content, I need for it to make sense, because I say it to people all the time like this. I say this. The way that money works and the way them folks, and they tell us they do, everything's about the dollar. It's just business. It's just business. It's just business. It's about our bottom line. We're going to siphon our extra 1% off for our bottom line. It's just business. Then why when you get to Black content and 90% of, just say 90% of us are heterosexual, then why would you make all of our content have at least 50, if not more percent, some type of content in it? And then if I say something like I'm saying now, they're going to shame me for saying that's not a good business model. I will say that. It is not a good business model to sell them sexual relationships that don't fit the demographic that's watching it. That is counterproductive. People are not going to want to continue to watch it. Why are you doing that? That's like you're hurting the program. And then if I say that, they go, oh, you're being homophobic. Me making a statement that it doesn't mathematically make sense makes me have a phobia? No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of gay people to make a statement like that. No, I would say this. No, you would say, if there's a 10% population of homosexuals in that group, we want money from them too. Of course you do. So what do? You're going to make content specifically for them. But what you're not going to do is crash out the other form to give it that form. They're not going to do that. That doesn't make sense. But again, who am I? I don't make any sense. When I speak, because I don't sound just like a Democrat or someone who's on TV, because what it is, they shame you with the kumbaya. Like I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to be like everyone else. Did y'all see what the guy online named Philip Scott and then my girl Vicky Dilla? Oh, I love Vicky Dilla. Love me some Vicky Dilla. But they were online. They was on this little panel with this other boy. And he started hitting that black and brown conversation. And I have been beating the drum beat for over 15 years that they were trying. Why does black folks can't stand alone? It had to be black and brown, black and minority, black and such and such. But you wasn't black and LGBT. You not gonna be alone. That tells me you don't want my culture to thrive. You don't want my group to do well. That's what you telling me. At every turn. So now we got you stuffing you stuffing all my content versus something that's not fitting my demographic. Now you're doing this, you're telling me black and brown, but on Telemundo, they never say brown, I mean black. No one says, you ever notice that no one goes, where's the Mexican who says, yes, me and my black brothers and sisters? I know they ain't no Mexican accent, but you get what I'm saying. He don't say it. The Asian doesn't say, hey, the black one and me and me black. No, they don't do that. So if they're not doing, but I have to do it. Why are we talking about stuff? Is it black and brown that you running through my neighborhood? Yes, I love me some queens, some fly Nubian queens. I love me Vicky Dilla. Boys sometimes get me. I don't want to talk about, but anyway, sometimes get me. But I'm just saying, I know in black society, I know that everything that they're doing it. They keep pushing the bad stuff. Let me say this to you guys. I'm gonna stop holding y'all up all day long. But I'm gonna say this to you. I'm very upset that they keep trying to push Cardi B down our throat, and I get called and I don't like it. So now I don't like LGBT. I'm also xenophobic, and I don't like women. So just letting all y'all know, even though all I preach is about black love, black family, black everything, but I don't like none of y'all. Okay. So, and for the men, I be simping for the ladies. So all of them got something to say to tell me I'm wrong. That's what I literally go through. But I'll just say this. Anytime black folks is trying to do something, if Cardi B is going to be representation, I do not have a problem with ratchet music. We have had the Kayas. We got the Sexy Reds, the Sukihanas. Back in the day, we had the Patros. We had the Adina Howards. We had the really overtly sexual people. We've had them. The difference between them and Cardi B is that Cardi B is now sitting up there talking with potential presidential candidates. Adina Howard, with her t-shirt and her panties on, was not doing that. And it was okay. Akinelli was not putting it in the mouth and hanging with Barack Obama. It doesn't work like that. But for some reason, because I keep wanting to have us to have a standard for ourselves, then I am a hateful person. I'm not hateful. Our culture has been under attack, and because I refuse to sit here and defend bad behavior, then I'm the problem. That's all it is. And I know that's what it is. And I know that's why my channel don't grow, because they said you say stuff I don't like. What about you laughing at? Did I say something that I ain't supposed to say? Yeah, y'all gotta be mindful too, because sometimes when I ain't paying attention, I try to be mindful of what I say so I don't say nothing crazy, right? And I know sometimes I'll say something that's off the wall. So hit the like button. But if I get to go talking crazy, especially with some of my regulars in here, just say, oh, L. Stop. Because we'll go off in a minute in here. It's needed sometimes. Man. I always tell people when you come in here, man, I want you to be able to let your hair down. I want y'all to be coming here. I should come in at nighttime. We get some shots. Just come in and hang out. Have a good time. Talk about anything. Talk that talk. Let me see. Is there anything else in here I got before I get out of here? Oh, let me saw this too. Saw this too, guys. Saw this too. I got this one. So another thing I've noticed, like for me, they tell me if I be consistent, if I put out a good product, if I have a viewpoint, a talking point that people resonate with, and I know I resonate with my people, that you too, your channel will take off. They will share it, it will grow, and we will push it in the algorithm. Don't see it. But I've been watching this one since I've been paying attention to this one lady right here. She's pushing the narrative that men are not really cheating with other ladies. They're doing it with their homeboys. And I am disgusted by that narrative. I have had multiple friend groups of men. One thing I've never freaking done is we ain't never bent nobody over and nobody doing that. Now, am I the anomaly? No, I believe I'm the rule. I believe that is statistically anomalous. Now, I don't know what these young boys doing. That may be something different. I don't know. Before I'm watching her platform just swell like crazy, I say it always happens like that. They get to talking that weird talk. They get to talking stuff that I don't believe to be true. Cause like I used to believe Atlanta too was on the down low. When I got here to the city, I said, "Oh God, these men are walking around here." I said, "Oh God, none of them better hit on me like this. Oh God, I better not do it." And then I realized ain't nobody out here in the city on the down low. Everybody out. If anything, the ladies is on the down low out here. I saw this one lady, she was like, man, she was like, I'm so sick and tired. This one lady, I saw this one lady, she was so funny. She was like, in Atlanta, she was like, man, these girls keep trying to act like they just want to be your girlfriend, and then they got husbands, and then all of a sudden they drunk and they didn't want to touch your twat pot. And I'm like, you just want to touch your hot pocket. And she was like, I'm so sick of that. I just want to have a straight girlfriend. Ain't none of them. She was like, ain't no, because I'm telling you, the men, they just out. Atlanta says, hey, homosexual men, this is your city. Have at it. You can work everywhere. Banks, stores, everywhere. You have all the jobs if you're a black man. So trust me, they ain't in no closets out here. So don't let them fool you about this old down low epidemic. I don't believe that at all. Now, is it happening? Of course it happens. Everything happens. It's happening in their culture. To be honest with you, everybody's culture is doing something they got no business doing. You don't know how it's prevalently pushed as being everything's epidemic. Remember, the white tea man was out in South Africa with the black girl, was out there, and she came up unalive. Remember that now. He does that, and then for the next 2 weeks, we talked about how black women ain't safe under black men. It's like, ain't that ironic? Coming right behind this. Y'all just ain't gonna talk about this man to say y'all life, is you? Anything else I got in here, I'm gonna show you guys before I get out of here. Let me see. Anything else in here that I want to show you guys? Let me show you this guy. This is on the lines of what we're talking about. And you say, what you say? It happens in New Orleans, go down Bourbon Street. What, the down low brothers on, or are you talking about just the out brothers in Bourbon Street? That's me, because what's funny, you say that about New Orleans. I've been all over this country, but New Orleans is one city I still haven't been to yet. Still haven't been to New Orleans. So I don't know nothing about the city. All right, so let me show you this guy.
America is a work until you die country. I just had a conversation with an individual because I'm looking for jobs, and this individual had my resume, and they were asking me, what is this gap here from this month to this month? That's when I was traveling, right? That's when I was actually experiencing life. So I took about 6 months, and I traveled the year of 2025, and I told them this, right? I elaborated, and they go, interesting. And then when they were kind of reading back to me what I had said, they described it as a hiatus. Can you explain to me how stepping away from the matrix, from the system, from this god-awful corporate nonsense country that we live in, to actually experience real life for just like 6 months out of my 27 years, they describe it as a hiatus, a break or pause in what?
Boom. Even though he don't look 27. Matter of fact, let me show you guys real quick. Hold on. Does he look 47? I mean, 27? Look at that guy's face, guys, on TikTok. And he look like 27. He look older than 27, don't he? Get caught. Brother, he ain't aging well. Brother, get your skin routine. Anyway, but he's right. He's 1,000%. It's on the same lines of what I'm talking about.
Right? In what? Being an employee.
Oh, sorry. And I agree with him when he says it. What in the world? Because I've seen this before. You ever have you go in there and they say, oh, you can't have any gaps in your resume. I've been asking myself, why I can't have a gap in my resume? Did I become incompetent because I didn't work for 6 months? Was I incompetent because I was out of work for doing something for 2 years? Was I incompetent because I was out of the workforce for 10 years because I own my own business and this is all I ever did was this one thing? No. What it is, these are just excuses. That's an excuse. They tell me how he is, but he's making a good point. He's even going deeper. I think the reason why they don't, and I'm gonna go deeper than what he says. I think the reason why I think they have a problem with people when they take gaps in their jobs is because, I'll tell you this way. When I first became an entrepreneur, it was described to me like this: welcome to the entrepreneur world. You're gonna feel very nervous about being out here, but once you come into this world, and if you get any level of success, you'll never go back into the real world, or into the workforce. And he's right. So he's right about that when you go out and do it. And I realize what happens with your job. Your job don't want free thinkers. The job doesn't want to have the person who's thinking for himself, who wants to think for himself because he's going to be independent, or he comes in as a business owner. I come in and now I'm looking at your business as something, I'm learning your business. What if I try to come be your competition? So no, I'd rather have a slave person, a person who goes to work every day, a person who's broken down, who can barely get by because he's just going to show up every day and keep doing the job. You're going to try to do something better, and I don't like those types. So that's why I believe when people go on breaks or they have breaks in their resumes, they have a problem. It's frowned upon. There's no other reason for it to be frowned upon other than that. Entrepreneurship is the way to go, yes, if you can make it happen. The problem with it is very hard. And I don't say that lightly to people. It is very hard to be an entrepreneur. It is very hard for you to figure out how to make money. Mind you, I tell people all the time, I can create any business. I can make that bitch look fly, professional. You will never know that. It could be a girl, but I can build a tea party. And you gonna say, this is the girliest tea party ever. I could build it all. But building something and having people show up every day are two different things. And what people don't realize is that's the hard part. And so what they've done to black folks, they've conditioned us down to, for one, we don't like the support subconsciously. And then the second thing they like to do on top of that is this. Alexa, tell me what you want to be a guest for, sugar, and I'll tell you, I'll let you up. You just got to let me know what you want. I always tell people who want to request. I've had people want to drop little stuff on my screen that don't get me banned. I got 2 strikes. I can't take a third. What's BS? Tell me what's BS. What's BS? Tell me what BS. Well, I want to know what BS I said. I want to know because I don't know what I said that was BS. Again, yeah, probably something we just disagree on. But anyways, I digress. But I definitely agree with this just job thing, man. We got to do better than this. We're going to have to do something different because they're pushing us out of the workforce. There's nowhere else to go. Again, if you don't watch any television show, go watch anything that has multiple black people on and they have to tell you their occupation. They're all entrepreneurs. Why? Because there is nowhere to go for the common man. See, it's unfair for black people that we get compared to individuals. Our whole culture gets compared to individuals. So when you say Will Smith did it, Kevin Hart did it, Shaq did it, well, Shaq's 7 feet tall. Will Smith has done some strange things with some change. So you got people doing things out here, but then too, Will Smith or Kevin Hart or The Rock or any of these people that we all know they freaking name lives next door to Todd Johnson, who does none of those things. He has a porta potty business. It's just, to me, I can see the game that is being run all the time. Our culture has been told you don't supposed to have anything. And if you say anything about what I'm doing to you wrong, that's gonna be the problem. Alexa, again, what do you say? Alexa, can you tell me what you need, sugar? And I'll tell you what I'm laying you up for. You say you wanna let me up for singing. You wanna sing. I don't do singing out here, bro. Yeah, I don't do no singing. That just sounds crazy to me a little bit, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, but that was today's episode. I was gonna come back later, but I told you my back's been hurting me too, and then it ain't been good. What do you say right here? Sugarfoot, look, hit me, get in my DM, send me something too. That way I know you legit, because I'm very nervous. I tell people all the time, I don't have any problem conversing with people, because I told myself, y'all let me know if y'all want to do any panel conversations or anything. I have no problem with that. I actually love just talking to people versus reading their comments. We could all get on here and talk together, but one thing I cannot do, and they gave me 2 strikes, and if I get a third one, hey, Miss Wright, I ain't even see you in here yet, sugar. But a third one, I don't know if I can handle it. So I'm very selective about who comes up for that very reason, okay? Just letting you know. But I appreciate you. I do. Hit me in the DM and let me know, and I look at the page, and if I like it, I'll let you up, sugar. I will. I ain't no hate. I love the folks. I love the coach. Share it live. Send it out. But anyways, let me get my patootie out. I've been in bed too long. Those are the things I want to talk about today. Tomorrow's episode, it'll be more. I'll probably have more energy tomorrow. We'll be more into it. I'm leaning more towards. Do I want to do more relationship conversation tomorrow? And I don't mean like everybody else. The bitches need to be doing this, and not like that. I'm talking about things we can do healthily from a psychological space, or maybe something we can do financially to help each other. I always like to do those. And I'm trying to look through here now and see if there's anything that I was dying to talk about. I can remember. Oh, I did. I got one thing. Hey, Sugar, I appreciate you for coming on in. I got one thing I want to talk to y'all about, and I should have did this earlier. Matter of fact, should I hold this? I should hold it. Fuck it. Let's talk about it, guys. I got to wait a minute. What time? How long I've been on here? Let me see how long I've been on here. Oh, girl, I've been over 2 minutes. All right, I'm gonna talk about it later. I want to talk to y'all about something that perplexed me. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I got something I'm gonna talk about tomorrow that you remember I keep saying, Ms. Wright, you know, Smiley, y'all know that when we on here, I tell y'all all the time, you can't trust these people. Any of the information in their history books and they Time magazines and anything they put up today, you can't trust nothing they say because they lie too much. So you know you're gonna get a bit of a lie, a bit of a truth. You know this to be true. If you are lying to yourself that your government, your country, your media, anybody telling you the truth, something wrong with you. So being that, you gotta use your common sense a lot of times to get by, right? You gotta use your common sense. Something common sense related, let me know too, Ms. Wright, Smiley. I promise y'all, I'm gonna blow your mind with this one. Something that's going to prove another piece of damning evidence that's going to prove these people, them folks, not only ain't been in America that long, but also something else is about them that don't make no sense, especially the American white people. It doesn't make no sense. And you're going to say to yourself, you know, I never thought about that. I promise you're going to say that. You got to come back to tomorrow for that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I got to come up with a title for it. That's what tomorrow's episode is going to be about. When I tell you, when I did this, I was and this was literally because I was just sitting back watching a TV show and it just dawned in my head, right in there. Bing. I said, oh God, that makes so much sense. It's going to blow you away. Oh, I know you want to know. I know you want to know. What do you say? You said, if there's mouse on move. Oh yeah, they mouth moving is a lack of it. Look, that slogan should be, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And it's gotten so bad now in this way. It's horrible now. Every facet of life. And mind you, I think it's so egregious. It's not only because we're more aware, because there's so much stuff on the internet now. It's not only just because of that, but it's also too, they're all right, people don't realize this, but I use this example. To keep a prison 80, 90% full, if y'all have a contract that we're gonna keep prisons filled, then they already telling you, well, we're agreeing to something. And you know this place here, if they agree to something, they're gonna fulfill their mission. So being that they even have that one damning piece of evidence that they can go 80, 90% to a prison system. But then here's the problem. Crime is at an all-time low in America. Now, if you turn the news on, you would think we were in the most crime-ridden time of ever in history. No, crime statistically is at the lowest by none it's ever been. So women, you are the safest you've ever been in human history. They're telling you right now. Even though I know on the news they say the exact opposite. You should be afraid of your husband, your own shadow. You should be afraid of your own shadow. You know, shadows are attacking y'all too. So all this is happening, but the same one. So I'm saying to say that. So how do you keep a prison full if you got to keep 80, 90% full if you at crimes at all-time low? You criminalize other things. You have to start criminalizing normal behavior. So you'll get things like this. What did I say up here? One of them. One of the things. Hold on, I'm gonna show you some stuff that they can start criminalizing that don't make sense. What did I see? I saw something. It was just something like that that sparked at me, but I can't find it now. Hold on. Even though this is crazy, it said nearly 5. Oh God, that's crazy. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Can't find it, but trust and believe me, it's gonna make sense. But boy, when I tell you this one's gonna blow your mind. You gonna say to yourself, these people lie about everything. And you're gonna start saying to yourself, man, see, this is my thing that's got, and I know y'all already got it. I've been talking y'all too long. But look, I said to myself, they lie so much, it's ingrained even into the most minute, tiniest little bit of everything. So like, it's not even like, oh, okay, we may have lied about this big historical fact, so we made that up. No, it is, they said, let's weave him, tighten that thing tighter than a DNA strand. We're gonna put all nothing but lies into the middle of that. And then two, I'm gonna put all them lies into everything, and then I'm gonna lower your ability to have critical thinking skills, common sense. We're gonna lower your ability to do that, and you're gonna take it. And that's what you see now. When you see people that just literally go wherever they tell you to go, and go, oh, Trump's gonna save us, and you be like, and he be like, and I'm on the oxygen tank. You be like, you know, Trump ain't gonna save you, right? Yes, he is. He just don't like niggers. And then you got some black folks be like, I love him, and he loves me. You just gotta listen to him better. I'm like, no, I ain't stupid. Anyways, I ain't gonna keep nothing y'all. Anyways, guys, that was today's episode, guys. I know y'all ain't got nothing y'all want to talk about, but like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna hit y'all guys with that. I have something really deep that I want to bring up when it comes to them folks. And you guys are going to say to yourself, I cannot believe I never thought about it like that. It's going to be one of them. It's one of them. I love being the one to break that. So hit the like button, hit the follow button if you ain't following. Because I'm going to tell you, you're not going to want to miss this one. I'm going to come in somewhere in between 12 and 2. And it's gonna be a Scott Free in the morning show in somewhere in the world. But I'm coming about 2 tomorrow. Definitely hit the like button, hit the follow button, and I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. But I appreciate you coming in and showing some love. All right, you gonna be here? All right, Kim, I'm gonna see you in the morning. I'm appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna appreciate that. All right. So look, let me get out of here. I will play a song for you guys today, but it's been over 2 hours, and that's the thing on the new music, and I don't want to bog y'all down with the same old. So tomorrow I'll have some new music because I got some new stuff I'm putting together, and I'll put it out for you guys then. But until then, let me make sure, unless y'all got a comment, I don't think we got anything. I would take, and like I said, you guys let me know, DM me or something. Let me guys know if you guys do want to call, start doing some call ups and have some guests on the show. I don't have a problem with that. I appreciate that, Miss Wright. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, I'll see you later. Peace.